the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Roll call, Ellen Mooney. Here. Barb.
Here.
Debbie.
Here.
Tabitha.
Here.
Leslie.
Here.
Ken.
Present.
Ellen Michelson. Bud.
Present.
Thank you.
Is Alan coming?
Yes.
Okay, you've had time to read the minutes. If there's no questions or corrections on the minutes, we can make a motion, but I do have a correction. Or maybe I have a question.
Okay.
Well, this is an interesting, it's in this paragraph on the front page where the family wanted to build a plant a tree
Okay.
in honor of their mother.
Yes.
And what does it say here? It says she spent 97 summers here and she died last fall at 94. So one of those numbers is incorrect.
That's cute.
And then the other one, on page 3, under Debbie Rustig's, where she said that the Park District is going to begin putting the tablets in the sewers.
Yes.
That's the health department, they do that health department.
Oh,
sorry.
I'll make those corrections.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then do we have all the bills?
All the bills are in, no changes or additions.
There's no questions or concerns on the bills, we need a motion to pay them.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll start out with, we have a couple of guests that we'll have speak, but after the police and fire. So, gentlemen,
Hi, thank you for being here.
No problem.
Chief Kavanaugh, if you want to go ahead and start.
Sure. So we have, in April, we have 55 calls for service, 2 in the city of Medina, 41 in Lafayette, 1 in Medina Township, 2 in Montville Township, 3 in Chippewa Lake, 3 in Gordy Glens, 1 in Seville, 1 in Westfield, and 1 in York Township for 55 calls. 38 during the day and 17 at night. Minute and 52 average turnout time, and 2 minutes and 3 seconds to be out the door for the year, and 7 minutes and 31 seconds to be on scene. We received mutual aid 3 times. We gave mutual aid to Medina City twice, Seville once, Westfield once, Montville once, Medina Township once, and York Township once. On April 14th, 15th, and 16th, our department hosted around 60 children from Medina Weekday Preschool and their families. During the visit, the students and families learned about fire safety initiatives and the importance of smoke alarms in your home. Children toured the station, had some great hands-on training from our dedicated team. Still waiting on word on the EMS board priority grant that's for $30,000 is what we applied for, and still waiting on word for the firehouse subs grant in the amount of $10,369. Hopefully we'll get the word on that this month. Engine 2 was out of service for repairs for the fire pump, and it's repaired now, it's back in service. And we're training on rapid intervention with surrounding departments and firefighter Mayday for the month of May. So that's all I have. Any questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
When you say that you provided mutual aid to
Yes.
those, is that included in that other page where you,
Yes.
I mean, is that like a crossover? So can you
Yes.
make the first?
Yes, I can.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
So
So,
on the right where it says like one call to Seville, one. call-
yes, that's correct, but that's,
Is that,
for some reason, those numbers are, yeah, so Seville, so some of them are listed as Lafayette Township, but they're actually in Medina Township, or depends on how they coded them. And
well, when you said you provided mutual aid to
Yes.
communities?
yes,
Is that what those calls? are?
yes, that's what those calls are, Yeah.
So it's like,
It mirrors it essentially,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
It mirrors it. So the calls on the first page,
okay.
um,
I didn't know if that was in addition to.
no, they're all at 55 numbers. So that first page or second page actually is the mutual aid ones.
Thank you.
Does that make sense? Yep. Any other questions?
All right, so deputies, monthly report. Deputy Harvey was in the village 30 hours. Deputy Yarborough was only in the village 9 hours because he was sick this month, so we're a little short on hours this month. And Sergeant Lyon was in the village 25. We are only at 80 hours, or 64 hours of our target hours of 80. But if I do the math, I think we're only 9 or 10 hours short at this point for the year, which I'm sure will make up the difference going forward. We had 10.8 gallons of fuel used and miles logged were 441. Our codes were short this month. I can fit it on the whole screen. I'm kind of excited. We had 3 alarms activated, entry or burglary. That's kind of 1 mental, 1 extra patrol, 38 extra patrol, I'm sorry. Victor watches, we had 7. Suspicious person, 1. Assist other agency, 1. Heart problem or not breathing, 1. Criminal mischief, vandalism, property damage, 1. Fall victim, 1. Fraud or identity fraud, 1. 1 golf cart inspection, welcome to spring. Automatic, did I spell that correctly? Heart problem, odd. I copied whatever they had. Defibrillator used, 1. Sick person, 1. Suspicious circumstances, 1. Traffic complaint, 1. And 8 traffic stops in the village. I think that was more than last month.
That's more.
Deputy Harvey will be retiring at the end of this month, so he won't be at next month's meeting. But Sergeant Lyon will be joining us for the months of June and the months of July, and the Deputy Harvey will be back here with us for August meeting. I wanted to ask you guys, and I'm sorry, I should have asked you this on the phone too, I had it written down, if we could have maybe extra presents on the 15th of this month. Sorry, it's very short notice.
10 a.m.
Yes, 10 a.m. The Park District is opening over here on Longacre, and they're having a big to-do about it. So
It starts at 10 a.m. The event, the ribbon cutting's at 10 a.m. Maybe before that, like 9:30.
maybe, yeah. So just to be closer by would be fantastic.
What did you say is happening?
Ribbon cutting for the
Oh,
Park
all
District is happening. So we're gonna have a lot of extra traffic and a lot of extra foot traffic, a lot of extra bodies, I'm guessing.
What's the
Here.
date of
What's
that?
the address of that? What's the address there? Do you know?
It's across the street from the
I know where
village.
it's
Oh, I'll tell you, I have it
I
pulled
don't
up.
know the actual
Hold on,
address.
Because that house is Lafayette Township, but, so I would call the PD and let them know.
But we
too.
want our village
And we'll,
zoning enforced too. The village wants their zoning enforced.
I know, I'm aware of that. We'll cover the village and we'll also let the PD know, just so they're aware of it also.
It's 5796 Longacre.
So the township, you probably know that, goes down to that lot past the village end.
Right,
On the one side of the street and the other side of the street, it's the Oaks driveway.
right.
And then after that,
Okay.
I did talk
So you're
to,
gonna notify Medina?
And our guys both.
Okay, thank you.
Council coverage.
thank you, we appreciate it. So I did talk to Deputy Harvey about some type of schedule. I talked last month about asking him if we could get like a tentative schedule of when they were actually gonna be here before the month started. But just the way the system works, that is not applicable to how the system works. But what he can and is going to provide for me is a schedule posted after the fact of when they actually have been here. since we had a few people questioning when they're here, when they're not here, or if they're here at all, he's gonna share additional information with me that I haven't received yet to let me know exactly when they were here. So if somebody has a question, were they actually here? I will have that information of when they were here. And we also have to remember that the sheriff's department, just because they're not on the clock for the village, doesn't mean that they're not actually here. Sometimes he is here just doing what he does because we're a part of Medina County and we're under that coverage to begin with. We just may not be paying him separately and on top of to be here. Does that make sense?
Like I'm working shift right now, 6 till 6 in the morning. I'll type reports sometimes down at the beach. If I have a report to type at 10, 11, midnight, I'll sit at Point Park, I'll sit at the Minute Mark, so we're around. We'll be doing traffic enforcement when we're working our normal shift. Just not, this is a great central area for the whole county, so you can get any direction pretty quick from here. So there are deputies, even deputies that don't work Chippewa Lake that will drive through here throughout their shifts. Keep that in mind.
I also had one more question because Mark Ruder brought up to me because he's not here at the meeting tonight. He made a call. He actually, instead of calling me or calling one of the council members, he called the department with the solicitor that drives around on the Segway or whatever that thing it is. He was soliciting here in the village, doesn't have a permit, and Mark did call and he wanted me to follow up to ask if anything had been done or if they had found him or any of those things. And that happened in the month of May, according to
So
Mark.
that wouldn't be next month's stats, but if you text me the date and time, I can pull the disposition through dispatch and what happened and let you know.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, that guy's not pleasant. He was around here last summer too. I called the cops on him last summer. And
I heard he was very rude to people.
he cornered me in my garage. He is very rude. Very rude, cornered me in my garage, and I actually called the sheriff's department last year, Memorial Day weekend, because he was awful.
Hey, Tim, when he came to our house, I said to him, I want to see your, what's it called?
Permit.
Permit.
Mhm.
And he goes, I have one. I go, from the village? He goes, well, from Lafayette Township.
Exactly. Mark Ruder did the same thing. He said, I want to see your permit. And the guy, and he told him no. And part of our rules and our new ordinance is they have to
Right.
present the permit if asked.
What does the permit look like? Because he kind of just said, oh, I have one, and he had a badge, and I didn't try to
They're
look
not gonna
at it. And I
have one
knew,
for here.
and
because-
I knew he didn't have it.
Yeah.
What is it, a badge? Is it a piece of paper? What is it that
So
we
when
should
we-
be asking
We're
for?
sending emails and posting on Facebook when somebody applies for a permit. You'll know.
I know that, because I posted it.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Can you
knew
shed
he
light
was-
on what that permit, it looks like that is given to our solicitors?
Do we
Well-
give them anything that they can show us?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, they're given a permit and they're also given what do we call it?
Yeah.
Whatever, to put around their neck.
Okay.
And it's a requirement of the legislation we passed that they have to wear it constantly while they're in the village.
Okay, so if I could have like a flagged out picture of that, I could put it on the website
Sure.
along with when we post who is allowed to do it and who is not.
Right now, we only have one person authorized. Okay.
I know
But
that.
you want to put a copy of it so that residents know.
You know what to look for. I mean, he just flashed a badge at me and I didn't want to get in a big thing with him. But I didn't know what I was looking for.
You could put that on there, that'd be great.
If
Can you send that
me a
later?
picture.
That'd be great.
Just don't make it critical.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It'll be critical off left and right.
We'll get that information out to you so it can be added to the website. That would be fantastic if you can add that, because it would be nice to know what that
I mean,
permit looks
when
like, so we know what we're
When he
looking
did that,
for.
I said, oh, okay, but I don't want anything, and he left, he didn't.
He was nicer to you than he was to me.
He was at my place too, and we went through the same thing, and the same at Rustic's place, went through the same thing. I called the police, and the police never bothered to come out.
Gary, is there a way that you can put something on it so that you can't photocopy and manipulate it?
I could just put a void, like,
Yeah.
thing over the top of it, but at least we know what it looks like.
Okay,
Because if they go to print it and it's got that void over it, it's not gonna, I mean, I could just have it be grayed out, you know.
Okay.
And unless anybody has any other questions, I think that's all I have for this month, at this point in time.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have information on the burglaries? Was that businesses or residents? The 3 burglaries?
Where?
It was activated alarm entry, it was 12B, it was the first thing on the list.
There's 3 of them.
It's an alarm drop, it doesn't mean it's somebody broke, it's like a business, it could have been Chippewa, the alarm, bad weather.
Okay,
It would just say a burglary if something was broken into.
okay, thank you.
Well, while we're on the subject of safety, the house that I think I sent an email to council. The house that I own at the corner of Rustic Brook and Rock Ridge, somebody shot it with a BB gun, sliding glass door.
Yeah, I saw that post.
That would be the criminal damaging on there.
Right.
Right across the street, almost from Glass now.
They missed you.
there's been a lot of bang, bang, bangs going on around us.
Really?
We don't know whether they're BB guns, rifles, or what they are, but there's an awful lot been going on.
Mine didn't break 2 panes of glass, it only broke the outside one, so I don't think it was anything more than a BB gun.
Well, we hear a lot of bangs because the shooting range is right on 62 back there, so you hear a lot of banging and rapid fire because the shooting range is about 1.5 miles north.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
range was
The other day it was all night long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back behind, like, near the county home, it's back behind that, behind the county maintenance building. So we'll hear a lot of it.
Okay, is there anything else for safety? Okay, then Ken, would you like to?
Yes, well, our contract with Valley View is up for renewal. So council asked me,
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
council asked me to look around for competitive quotes, just to see where we're at on pricing and the equipment used and everything that goes into it. So I reached out to Lakeside Logging and asked them on council's request to have them come out and give out a presentation. I also have Dale from Valley View to come out as well and kind of give us a refresher on exactly what his company does for us. I don't know, I've never met either of you, so I don't know who's Dale? Okay.
I'm Darren.
Yeah, okay, nice to meet you two face to face. So yeah, the council just wanted pricing and whatnot. I know pricing has been going up, but so is gas and so is inflation and everything's been going up. So that makes sense, but we still wanted to see where we're at. Doesn't hurt, sometimes it's a great thing. Whatever you'd like to kind of explain. Okay, yeah.
Hi, my name is Darren Frank. My wife and I run Lakeside Fogging. We have property that we own over in the Gloria Glens. I'm fortunate enough to have that contract as well. I use a fogging machine, cool fogging machine out of the back of my truck. All of my equipment is kept over there. I have just that contract, and I really have no intentions of growing this contract bigger than 2 or 3 accounts, because this is something that we do because we live here, and my wife is extremely allergic to mosquitoes. So I want to keep them controlled as much as I possibly can. So my full-time job, I manage 9 airplanes, corporate jets. So this is something that I do on the side. But I enjoy it, spend a lot of time with my wife. We just go up and down the streets, and I use chemicals that I order from a professional company. I'd be more than willing to provide you guys with the breakdown of the chemicals that I use. I will email them to you, send them.
Yeah, I think you gave me, I had a list for the most part, and I understand that you change it up from time to time.
Yes, I'm a believer in changing it up so that they don't get accustomed, so I'll be more than willing to answer any questions. I'm insured, bonded, and I've been doing it now for 2 years. have a very good backing of people that are in the industry that have helped me and are always at my beck and call if I have an issue or a complaint, something else that I could add to the mixture. But it's something that I take very personal, and I look forward to helping out.
Okay, great. And this is something that, I mean, you mentioned it as it's just a kind of a side company for you. This is such, you plan on doing this for a long period of time?
Correct.
Yeah, because,
I plan on doing this as far as I possibly can. It's actually going to hopefully take me into retirement. Just a part-time situation for me to do for, 5-6 months out of the year.
okay. And you mentioned the tablets that you would drop from time to time.
Correct.
That's intriguing.
So that is any standing water over at the Gloria Glens area. They get flooded out over there quite a bit, and we'll have long-standing water. And it is a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So I will go in and physically throw mosquito dunks and stuff like that in it to wipe the mosquitoes out from breeding.
Okay.
So,
Okay, and as for special sprays, you mentioned that you would.
yeah, I mean, if there is, I say I spray tonight and it rains tomorrow and it dampens what the strength of the chemical is, shouldn't, but there are times that in Ohio, here in the amount of rain we've had, anything's counting. If a new spray would be needed, they would do it at a discounted rate. But I would also add in, if you all have an event going on down at the lakefront where you put up tents and stuff like that, I will come out and do a courtesy spray as well to treat that area with my backpack sprayer or my truck. If you don't mind me getting onto the green space to actually build a nice perimeter around it so you don't get eaten alive in the evenings down there. It's hard to control with the amount of water and the runoff that we have here. It is a nuisance, but I'm here. I'm readily available.
Are you aware of the area that we cover, that we have tail cover?
I have a very good idea.
Okay, we also do, right out here, the pond, and that whole area right there, which is Lafayette Township.
Right here?
On Lake Street, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think Dale, do you spray the top of Heather Hedge and Long Acre?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
kind of, well, the top of Heather Hedge and Long Acre are actually not in the village either, but we spray them when we always do this area out here because we own that pond and there's a lot of mosquitoes by the pond, so, and they fly down into our village, so we just spray that too.
not a problem. Yes, not a problem.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Other than mosquitoes, do the products deter any other type of insects?
Absolutely.
Which ones?
I take care of ticks, I take care of nuisance flies, gnat flies. Depending on what you're actually wanting to cover, I have chemicals for just about everyone. I try not to kill the bees.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
important, actually. Yeah,
That's very
That's
important
very
to me because the
butterflies
butterflies,
too.
Those gnats are about as bad as the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's.
And I've heard that ticks are incredibly bad this year.
they're horrible.
Yeah.
So, yes. Yeah, I've been sitting out on a pontoon over here and you can see the black cloud of the gnats coming at you. Holy smokes.
So would the tick be handled under your normal spray, or would that be an additional?
I'm sorry,
Would that be an additional additive?
it's part of my.
Ticks and handling.
Yes. Anything else?
Thank you for your presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. Any questions? You have my contact, please reach out.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I'm Dale Seidel, Valley View Spray. I've been doing your spraying for about 15 years now. I purchased the business from Bob Moorhead, who did it for many years before that. He has passed away, if you're interested, but I spray Aqua Anvil. It's a product by Clark Mosquito Company. It's a family-owned company in the Chicago area, and it's strictly an adulticide for mosquitoes. It has a life of just that night, so it kills adult mosquitoes that are out that night. There's no residual to it. The micron size of the spray, which I have tested each year, per ODA requirements is between 6 and 12 microns, which is a droplet small enough to land on a mosquito leg, and then that kills them. Flow rate's also tested each year, and one difference, I have a 50-minute drive to get here. It takes 42 minutes and 45 minutes to spray, and then I've got 50 minutes back home. So that's part of my quote. I quote $600 per application. About over 70% of that is the spray.
What about, what was it last year? Per application?
570, I think.
Yeah, it's in 2023, it's 420, 24, 515. So 25, 550, and then $100 this year. Which, I mean, it's not outrageous, it's just, everything's been going up.
Would both of you guys have some kind of clause about gas?
I did not put that in this year. I did previously, but I quoted this when gas was $3.80 a gallon. So I'll eat the rest.
So what are your,
Most of those increases of mine are the chemical cost itself. They keep raising the price.
and did we know how much are your sprays?
$500. And my gas is not included because my truck sits right here and I really have minimal amount.
It's $500 per application, but he worked in a 3-year contract where it increases by $30, which is still, much lower than Dale's, but, still in the kind of the ballpark for the most part, the big scheme of things.
Well, Dale, you've done a great job on that questioning that.
Oh, not at all, not at all. I wouldn't have been happy, but it's, it's good to.
It is a water-based spray, and it smells a little bit to me like dryer sheets. So, the older spray was oil-based and smelled pretty
I
bad.
know I got hit a couple times, couldn't grab it.
Previous to me,
It was before you, I heard that story,
if I see people out walking, I shut it off. It is on a variable flow. Some people think I'm driving too fast. I have a GPS receiver, variable flow pump, so it reads my speed. I can spray from 5 mile an hour to 22 mile an hour, and it adjusts the flow rate. So then I spray the same area of the village. I'm within like 2.25 to 2.32 gallons each time.
And we've had people over the years, think that we're trying to kill them with that spray. And I know you've always reassured everybody that your chemical is safe, and I'm assuming yours is safe too.
Absolutely. It's all residential areas.
I mean, we're still here and they've been spraying since I was a
Yeah, we're
kid, and you were here, yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of.
I don't know about that.
Any other questions?
There was a hand raised in the back.
Do you spray for ticks? Is that?
No. This is strictly mosquitoes.
Can you spray for ticks?
I don't. I don't want to mix my tank.
Now, would you be open to a 3-year contract? That's what they offered us, a 3-year contract, but there was an increase in it.
Yeah, there would be probably, I can't predict what the spray would cost.
Well, that's true.
the thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
Figure, I don't know. 5% a year, I don't know.
Okay, there was a difference between the two. I don't know if locking into a 3-year contract is good or bad, because, from what I hear, that the oil prices was going way down. So, just wait for it.
Did you hear
We'll
that?
quote you on
I
that.
heard that, yeah, way down. It's a beautiful thing.
Any questions?
No, we're gonna have an executive session at the end of our meeting tonight and discuss it.
All right, thank you.
Go back to the regular section and make a decision.
Right. And go
Thank
back to our
you.
regular-
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we will go to zoning.
All right, you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
All right,
I think you have all of it.
okay. Zoning report for the May council meeting. I don't want to belabor the meeting and read all that verbatim. I will tell you, as you look at the list, what you're gonna see are multiple contacts, and I did them by area. Each of those, at a minimum, represents one interaction with me and a resident. In most cases, it's multiple back and forths. I've issued a few permits, a couple of privacy fences, dumpsters, just general conversation about zoning requirements and or restrictions in the village. I will readily admit that I have been hampered by the weather. It's either way too wet or way too cold. And it frankly would be irresponsible of me to make requests and demands of folks when they don't have the weather to work in. I will tell you, of the approximately 400 homes we have in the village, probably 50% of them need some form of maintenance, painting, algae removal, etc. The other thing that I've noticed as I've been around into the community, of the 400, we have over 40 rental properties. And I would recommend to council that you consider having a renter's registration wherein we can capture the owner's information, many of which are LLCs, which are challenging to find the owners. But more importantly, it's an effective way, in my opinion, of communicating with the owners / occupants to ensure that they're aware of our requirements, our limitations, our do's and don'ts, just like in the newsletter. Right now, we don't have that particular form of awareness. I recommend to you that you consider doing so. And that's something that can be done annually. You know, we have a fire and safety code in our zoning. Who checks that? Besides no one. Something for you to think about. The property we own adjacent to the pond on Lake Street. We have no less than 11 trees home to poison ivy. The vines are grown up to tree trunks, and the poison ivy limbs are 3 foot off. We got 11 trees. And in good conscience, you know, it makes it damn near impossible to maintain that property. I recommend you consider severely cutting those trees down, getting rid of the deadfall out of there, so that the landscape / greenskeepers can get in there and marginally improve the appearance of it. Right now, I would be reluctant to send them in there because of the condition of the lot. If you don't believe me, drive by and give it a look.
Right here, right here, you're talking about? Right here by the pond?
Between here and
I
Reese's
am.
Pond.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Water for landscape, can you get the water turned on? Or whoever
Okay,
is gonna turn the water on?
that's on my notes here. I'm gonna do that, have them turn it on in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Get it turned on now. The guys wanna do weed prevention. They can't put that product on full strength. They need to dilute it. They need access to water.
Where they, just over by, I'm sorry, where they putting the weed control? I know we need it everywhere,
All throughout the village.
just all around, okay, good.
Yeah. The other thing I noticed when I drive around, the guardrail, Bungalow Bay, is really gnarly. I
Got hit by
recommend,
that tree this winter,
I recommend you either consider rehabbing it significantly or replacing it. It's kind of embarrassing condition.
Got hit this morning?
right? No. I thought we're gonna go next to, someone's,
I can't visualize where it is all.
There's a guardrail right past the walkway going over towards the Gilbert's house.
Is it, yeah.
It's just a-
Remember you said
So you don't
that
go
tree
off,
fell on that guardrail?
Okay,
I didn't know that damaged it.
It's not damaged.
No.
It's just terrible shape. It's embarrassing.
It's a paint job.
like it
Needs
needs
cleaned up.
replaced, you're saying?
No.
Just needs
Actually, a couple
beautified.
years ago.
Beautified
Tom
or
said it's
replaced?
a
What is
paint
what's the issue?
Either or.
and that probably falls in the streets.
That's in parts of it.
It's not zoning, I think it's utilities.
I've got scattered projects throughout the village who are in various stages of completion, from everything from consideration to finalization. And it's kind of pointless to talk about them individually. Bungalow Bay, the family, the correction you made, Mayor, we've agreed upon a placement of where to put the white oak that they want to place.
Have you seen them, or are the people, are they around, the people who want to plant the tree?
That probably will not happen until June, but I met with them. We walked around, looked, and decided upon a spot. The other thing that's gonna crawl up on your radar is rehabbing where the stump removals have been. We have 2 spots up on Bungalow Bay. We got another one here in a piece off the playground equipment. It's gonna need topsoil and seeding. I don't know who you want to do that.
Probably our landscapers, right? I mean, that would fall into there, that's something they would be, keys, I mean, you'd be open to taking that out.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Tom.
I noticed it today, because I drove up there in preparation for
Meeting?
our rehab project up there. It'll be
Okay.
good to have it.
I know you, typically when you take a tree down, grind up the root, you need to let it air out for a bit, because that soil's kind of toxic. And then after a while, then you top it with topsoil and seed. So I don't know if sufficient amount of time has passed or not.
Yeah. Yeah, probably fall, actually, and then you put the seed on it in fall, and it'll come up in the
What
spring.
about the handyman, could he do that? The handyman right there. Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna require a significant amount, maybe, that'd be a Chris Wadzak project.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna need dump trucks of soil.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions about this?
I had a question, hold on, wait. Maybe it's on here. Yeah, about the complaints we were getting about the camper on Willowwood. What's,
Oh, okay, what transpired there is, gentleman who owns the property, has impetuous members in his family. Oh, sweet, we found this really nice camper, let's buy it. So he drug it over to where it is currently from north of Bowling Green. And got scared and didn't want to take it any further. The purchasers live in upstate New York. So they've decided to keep it at its current location and sell it. I mean, they bought this thing with no means to transfer from point A to point B. The guy's property where it is currently does not have the financial resources to store it off-site. I measured it. It's a considerable distance into the right-of-way. Willowwood is a 50-foot right-of-way. So that's pretty large for the village, but nonetheless, you have access, clear access, and an unimpeded view to the stop sign. So I agree with where it is currently, to give him enough time to get it sold. So they've had a number of inquiries wanting to buy it. And I said that I would work with him, we would work with him to allow that to happen.
What time frame did you give him?
I didn't give him a hard and fast time frame,
Okay.
just like we don't give other folks who come back with their RVs and mobile homes. Some are parked in the driveways. They're big vehicles. It takes a lot of work to get them back in shape.
I
And
thought
then
those had a 2-week time.
And then they move them into storage. That's generally true. Does the big hand strike 12 and you say, okay, out? Not in a realistic world. So we have not had an issue. I see some raised eyebrows.
Well, the reason why I'm raising my eyebrows is because we've got a lot of complaints. I probably fielded 3 calls about it. So I guess it's not a
About the-
lot about, I
The
got
trailer?
that actual house, yes.
Well, how do I answer it?
I guess the question is, do we have guidelines or do we?
Okay, I'll put it back on you. What's your solution? I have a man with limited financial wherewithal. He's severely disabled.
I had a tenant that couldn't pay their rent, and sadly, we had to give them a notice. You
Okay,
have guidelines, you need to follow them. I don't know, am I just too strict?
No, I think if we've got rules on the books,
Yeah.
the fact that it's not even his, and we're allowing him to park it here in the village with.
No
you're not allowed to
variance,
have-
no, I mean,
It makes no sense that we're allowing it to stay.
we actually get to enforce our zoning code where the police are kind of willy-nilly about parking and parking, like we have zoning code, I don't know,
so you want me to give him a hard pass? I want it out of there by 12 noon tomorrow?
2 weeks. Oh, is that the time frame?
No, I'm asking a question. He's exceeded the 2 weeks.
What do we have in zoning? Don't we have a time frame in zoning?
It talks about 2 weeks.
Is that under storage of motor vehicles, that ordinance?
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't comply. It's way too big. And it's a trailer, not allowed, correct?
it's an RV. It's a RV trailer. The other,
it's a substantially large pull-behind camper.
It's
Maybe,
not allowed under
It-
the ordinance.
it is 31 and 6 inches long. 31 feet, 6 inches,
That's it.
back to front.
So could he give him 2 weeks?
He can give him whatever he wants, a zoning inspector, before an order to correct and going to court. But he's got discretion like a police officer.
Would you guys kick a cripple?
I don't think that's the issue.
Well, it is the issue, Al.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not.
You
It's not the issue.
that's not allowed here.
you can take a hard and fast rule. And if you want me
He
to go,
wasn't crippled enough to
hang
get
on.
here.
If you want me to tell him you want it out of there by 12 noon, I'll tell him that. You're creating a hardship for a guy whose life is one big heartache.
How long's it been
I don't know. I didn't.
Not 2 weeks.
since we're not completely sure on that, maybe we should give them, 2 weeks from, the warning. Like, if you make it out to him next Wednesday or something.
I
sort
got
of
the
a
first
warning,
text
2
on
weeks from
April
there.
27th.
What's that?
April 27th is when I got a text about it.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what you got.
past 2 weeks?
It had already been there. And
I guess where I find myself is, I've had this job for 8 years, okay? I've been on council for 8 years. Now I'm your zoning inspector. Look around. Look around. I've got a property that needs improvement. It's owned by an 85-year-old man who does not have a pot to piss in. So he secured enough money to get a large, dangerous tree cut down. And I said, why is the rest of that stump still present? Well, I ran out of money. So I find myself in an awkward position of being reasonable with my expectations. And if you want me to be the hard and fast 10-foot gorilla, I'm out. If you want me to be a reasonable, considerate individual representing the zoning of Chippewa Lake and using my 8 years of experience doing that job and my personal consideration, my discretion, then I'll keep the job. But if you want to tell the Hun to be your zoning inspector, I'm here to tell you, I am not your guy. I'm not interested, and you're gonna be hard pressed to find anybody to take on this job with that thought. You gotta realize, everyone, the house, the pain clinic up on Lake, that permit expired in January of 26. I worked with the owner of the property and convinced her that she needed to resubmit a new permit. She submitted a permit with her name on it. No other information. An old permit nonetheless. Okay, you need to resubmit a permit with valid current information so that I understand what it is you intend to do. Have I got that back yet? No, I have not. I have a home on Rustic Rook that is full of rot and crud and debris and extremely poor maintenance. Sent him a letter up to correct, zero response, zero. It's got an open bow, 17-foot runabout that's full of water up to the gunnels in the front bow. Any more water goes in there, it's gonna spill out. And it's set that way for years because we can't do anything about it. The sheriff's department will not remove a privately owned vehicle from private property. We have no instrument in effect short of taking them to court. 9 Parkway Path. That derelict home in that ratty ass car sits in the front. The plates expired in 21. You think I don't care? I love this place. But I'm gonna use my discretion. And if you don't like it, you either get over it or get rid of it.
Hey, Bud, I have a comment. The good news is, it's not November. If it was November and we had the winter to worry about, no one's gonna buy an RV. No, it's May, it's for sale. It's on Facebook Marketplace. And I think we're gonna be okay within a month, I think it's probably gonna be sold. Because right now is the prime time to buy these things.
It is
And it's in pristine condition. It looks like a brand new one. Anyway, just my opinion. I don't think it's a big
I
of a
think
deal.
there's room for discretion. I'm behind, I mean, as long as you're dealing with, with somebody that's fair, doesn't play favorites. And, I mean, I think Bud's an honest person. He's got these residents' best interest in mind. But that's, I believe that there's room for wiggle room. I mean, I would be behind that in certain circumstances.
You know, I'm not blowing off their standards for crying out loud. I want to improve them. But there are just times where common sense has to prevail. And if there's somebody fervently dug in about, my God, this is a regulation and there's no flex, let me know who that is. I'll give you the guy's name, address, and phone number, and you can go have a chat with him.
Is he aware that it's a 2-week maximum here?
He is. He
So what
is.
is your proposal? Are you thinking 2 more weeks?
My proposal is to give him, I don't want to make a hard and fast rule because I don't know. I want to have a continued conversation with this guy to get him to respond. There's another guy with a severe physical limitation. He has worked doggedly since January to clean up his mess, but he can't grasp things with his right hand. But he does what he can. He is working to make improvements. What, do you want their money? He has none. Ideally, in the rules and regulations and laws, you want voluntary compliance. That's the objective. The simple fact of the matter is we have a lot of poor mice here in our community who don't have financial resources. There's a house on Clover Cliff that's nasty. The old lady that owns the property is in the hospital knocking on death's door. Who do I contact to fix that? What do you have in mind? What do you have in mind? I'm open to suggestions.
I'm sure that if some people knew there were situations like that, they might step up to help. If we don't know that's going on.
I've got to respect people's privacy.
Yeah.
I can't banter about their personal circumstance and hardship. That's what you got me for.
Well, I know the community stepped up years ago to help out Joe and Mike.
I know they did.
Everybody showed up in a day and cleaned up things and got it done.
I know
And
they
I think
did.
if there was some kind of communication, I think people, and maybe even Cross Point.
I was gonna say Cross Point, yeah.
I mean, their fifth Sunday, I don't know if there's got any fifth Sundays coming up, but maybe even Cross Point could come up on their fifth Sunday.
I had a relationship with Randy. I don't know the Luke Asher.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay, the fact that he doesn't own the camper, can we just tell him it has to be gone by the end of May? I mean, he's already getting into 6 weeks at that point, or 5 weeks.
I think it's more than fair. I mean, it's not a hard rule. Is that a hard rule?
Well, it'd be different if it was even the owner, he doesn't even own the camper.
What, but he's dealing with family, Al.
But he does know that he's in violation.
Yes, he does.
I mean, you can make it a hard rule.
He does, you know. I don't know what else to tell you. My bag of tricks are very limited. I open it up, I look inside and say, damn, there's not much in here.
Well, if we don't tell him the end of May, if we're not gonna push him, he's never gonna deal with this.
No, I don't agree. He wants it out of there.
Well, then tell him to get it out by the end of May.
I think it's good, that's a good starting point or starting and end.
Well, then we have legal ways we can go after, right?
We can charge him violation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, how much time do you want to give him? I don't get it. Why are we allowing people to violate the rules that they know are
And why is it okay to fine one person but not another?
Well, that's what I'm
Just
worried
because
about,
of their
because
situation.
Right.
we get that complaint all the time, that,
Favorites
it's good for the goose, you know, I mean, they've been complaining about, since I've been on council. Well, what about this person?
This is not Disneyland.
What's that?
This is not Disneyland, this is reality. This is our collective reality.
Okay, I think we're being more fair. Can we move on from this? I mean, let's give him the information. He knows he's in violation. The village council wants it out of there by the end of May. Whatever he's got to do to make that happen. And then we'll take it from there. If we just, I don't say pussyfoot around, but just give him till the end of May.
That's fair.
But there's a storage lot that comes outside Chippewa Lake, but you're on Lake Road, right?
There is, I explored those options with him. That I can't afford it.
Yeah, somebody was buying a camper, so somebody's got some money somewhere.
Hey,
That, just, yeah, I think the end of May is more than.
That's 3 weeks, so.
I'll tell
I
him.
mean, at the very least, his family can find some way to get the camper from here to New York. That was the ultimate.
Didn't you say that camper belonged to somebody else?
His daughter,
Yeah.
who lives in New York, doesn't live here.
Well, they got money in New
Well, I
York.
guess they don't want the camper that bad, do they? It is camping season.
Yeah, he was more than irritated with his family members that they did this. Kind of put him in the jackpot. Well, I already bought it. Here's the paper. So,
No.
okay, enough about that.
Well, we can notify him that it needs to be moved, and he can notify his family that they need to find a way to get it to New York.
I'll tell him that you guys are on the warpath, you want it out by the end of the month.
No, we're not on the warpath. We're just trying to enforce our rules. We get this guy, we give him if he's not even the owner of the camper. That's what aggravates me more than anything.
Okay, all right, you've made your position clear, I understand. So that's your opinion. Rest of council people, you in agreement?
I'm in agreement, 3 weeks together the month, I think that's fair. Then he, once he talks to whoever owns the
So step up, make a motion.
I don't think
I don't
we
think we
have
need
to.
to make a motion to
Well-
follow our zoning code. Do we need to make a motion?
Yeah,
Make a straw poll.
Well, if you're making
Who
an
wants it out?
exception, so you might want to make a motion.
Well,
since you're making an
Leslie's the council person involved with zoning. I don't know why we're even going beyond this. I mean, it's up to Leslie. I mean, we're making our suggestions. It's up to Leslie to tell Bud, this is what I want you to do. Bud, you work for Leslie, okay?
I work for the council.
Under Leslie.
I work for the council. I work.
Who's in charge of zoning, Bud, on this council?
The entire council.
The entire council.
We are the
and
zoning
mayor.
But she's
All
the
of
chair,
us.
she's the chair of that
She's
committee.
the chair.
Rule, but she's not the boss. She just overlooks.
I'm the chairperson.
Right, more of it.
Hey, I'm not,
In the know.
you act like I don't get the process. I had this job for 4 years.
We know that, okay? Can we move on?
Is the camper on Millwood? I haven't seen it. You said it looks newer.
Yeah,
It's on the inside.
it's new. You can see the intersection, you can see the stop sign. There's no
It's been cold.
hazard.
It's been crappy. But if he actually has it on sale, it's listed on Facebook, and if he's got it at a reasonable price,
You'll go.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't go within the next couple of weeks.
No.
No, that's
Well, what
why.
happens then? So he sells it, so then whoever doesn't have any money, all of a sudden show up and get the money, right?
I don't know.
You stand.
You know,
So today it's been 2 weeks since I got the text. You know, I get a lot of complaints about things that
Did you talk to Bud when you got the complaint in the first place?
I did, yes, but we've had that's how Bud found out about it, I think.
Yeah.
I had 2 complaints and then I got a 3rd complaint. I said Bud's already addressing it. I feel like somebody has a problem, we post a notice and, I mean, I like the conversation. I do like, Bud is doing a great job having actual physical conversations and building relationships. I love that. And actually, what I like about having Bud here in the town is that when you message him about something, he gets up and he goes and talks to the people, says, hey, you're not supposed to park here. And they're like, oh, I didn't know. I love that. So I'm not, no one's saying you're doing a bad job,
No, I
but
don't
there's
think that way
just,
at all.
I mean, it's been 2 weeks. We're saying another 2 weeks and hey, we had a council meeting and the council, we need to, I'm sorry, but we need to enforce our zoning code. So you're getting an extension, you know, to the guy and,
I can do that.
I mean,
And that in my mind is reasonable.
yeah.
I think that's reasonable also, because if we don't put a deadline on something, deadline ends up being October. There has to be a little bit of a fire lit.
And just let him know
To
what,
get somebody moving.
there's-
Not that he's not moving, because
Right.
if he's got it listed and he has inquiries, it's probably gonna be gone, and this isn't a discussion we don't even need to be having,
And-
but we need to have it still.
And the other thing I want you to realize is my interaction with these folks is a flexible thing because of the difference in personalities. Some people are hard nuts and they will not crack. This individual will talk your leg off.
that's why you post a notice and run.
Yeah, so and you just have to rely on me to use my best judgment. And if that's not satisfactory, then you need to tell me. And if we get to a point where we're no longer simpatico, I can leave. I don't want to, but if that's the way it's gonna roll, I'm out.
Okay, do you, yes?
But I'd like to find out where that tree stump needs to be ground. I haven't access to a stump grinder. I'd love to help that man out. He's 85 years old, can't afford it. I'd be more than
It's
willing.
about 8 feet high.
It's a big tree stump.
Yeah,
I'd like to take a look at it. So it hasn't been
okay.
cut flush or.
No, I ran out of money.
Was this the Northfield Shore?
Yes.
Basically 3 trees that can grow together. You and I couldn't hug and reach around it, about 8 feet high.
Can you give me the address? I can roll by and see?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, now we've come to that exciting juncture.
You're out of time.
Leslie talked about getting something to the people who rent properties.
Yeah.
I go down to Florida every year and we rent places down there. That's their biggest problem. And it was until they put together a booklet that's in every single rental property that tells them what the rules are. It doesn't say go look it up on the internet. It says what they are. And when they put that out, that stopped 90% of their problems.
They printed their 60-page zoning code book for the,
No, they printed what it takes to rent and what you have to do.
to the owners, to the property.
And the booklet is in every one of the rental
Did you bring
places.
one back with you?
No.
I bet it's online.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Since we've taken way too much time. Everybody has one of these proposed parking regulations. And this question's for you, Alan. I've added a piece in there. I've added a piece
It's this right here, ordinance.
that has an administrative civil citation. So it's actually 2 pieces, one of which is parking vehicles. The other of which is a civil citation.
this.
Oh, and that's this, got it.
Do you have that, Alan?
No, I love this.
No, I don't have it.
Well, don't you have, sir?
And I apologize, I had no intention of taking up this much time.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Unless I'm not looking at the right thing, you gotta take Jim's name off the bottom of
Oh, you brought up looking at the right thing.
this. Okay, then I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
This is the administrative citation.
I don't have that.
Neither does, I don't have that. No.
Oh, let's see, we'll have to do-
I have this somewhere.
Yeah, you've seen this before. Can I have yours back?
Okay.
You don't have this?
I don't have anything. I don't have
You
that.
don't have a,
Sorry.
I don't have any of the pages. I'm sharing with Leslie, kind of.
Which kind of hogs it off.
She's not sharing very well. Yeah, what could they see that?
Let's just talk about
The good turn, where my bedroom's at the back of the house.
if somebody wants to put it together. It wasn't in this. This is not. Index is letting you write out as a footprint. Right away. Suggestion for you like that.
Yeah, they're all on.
Yeah, but that's all. No, you got a permit.
It's very tight, very 24. Nope. I almost took one myself.
Years. And nothing has changed because he dares the community to do something about it.
Yeah, like it's actually. But that was then. That was It is good. I'm saying this is a permit. It's not a short drive. You do have. Yeah, we do. Road restoration.
It picks up all sounds and voices, so. Yep.
Well, this is. These are on poles. Right, they're on poles.
It could have,
Not on the road.
I don't know,
Poles.
can't, it's public meeting.
And what you ought to do is get some couple of volunteers in the council, to look at what they're asking for, make a recommendation to council. And if it's okay, that's a resolution, we can give them permission to do it. All right? Yeah. And the road actually be restored.
And so you can say,
But that's the road, these are poles. Right off the road.
But they want. That's right. Some kind of.
Right.
If they're, they can't run people's yards, you know, that type of thing.
All right, sorry for the break. Everybody have this?
What's the title on that?
That is title is
Parking storage.
of parking, storage, and registered motor vehicles on private property.
What's this?
What's the matter? You screwed up?
Okay, got it. No, got it. It just didn't look like yours was smaller.
And then at the tail end of that is two pieces of what amounts to a civil citation in lieu of a criminal citation.
Yeah.
So the question to you, Alan, realizing I'm catching you cold with this,
Well, no, I have this.
you folks have seen this before. And again, when I open up my bag of tricks and I look inside and find that it's woefully empty, this ordinance gives me a couple of tricks. One of which, if you're hell-bent on having a collectible vehicle, I'll call it, and it's objectionable, and it's ready, you, the council, or me, can require it to be enclosed in fencing, so that I don't have to look at it. The other thing that's possible is civil sanctions that we can, I'm just making stuff up now. I'm gonna charge you $10 a day, or $20 a day. You really in love with that piece of art? You get to keep it. And you get to keep it for $20 a day. So we get something for it, as opposed to 9 Parkway Path, as opposed to Rustic Rook, where we get nothing but eyesore. And I can't do anything about it.
So basically, when someone like Parkway or Rustic Rook is in violation, we start billing them $20 a day?
Or the end of Bass Bay, that historic vehicle that's a dump truck. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, we do have an ordinance about storage of vehicles on property in the village. And,
Yeah, but
you use that to find somebody, take them to court.
I'm trying to make it financially painful to keep these art pieces.
On our own, without taking them to court.
Right.
Yeah.
Through civil citation, which is probably can be done. I have to look into it a little bit.
So I would like you to do that. I know you've responded to me with regard to the parking part of it.
Right.
That it's concise. It's very, very, very frustrating for me to just, nothing I can do about it.
Is the problem that people are keeping vehicles in their lawn or on the
Well,
driveway?
this kind of addresses wherever they have it.
Yeah.
It's a little broader. The parties I'm talking about, they're in their kind of driveways.
Yeah. Well, you're allowed to park in your driveway, right? I mean,
If they're talking about the old house you lived in, it's kind of in the front wall,
yeah,
and it's been there
But some
forever.
of them
not
have,
my fault.
some of them have flat tires or
Yeah.
expired plates, or,
Right.
they're just not.
So why can't,
Well, we've got ordinance about expired plates, about inoperable vehicles.
Yeah, we do. And
Yeah,
so
why haven't you been able to?
So what's the outcome of that?
because we can't get anybody to tow
What about what he's talking about?
So what I get is this.
it. Yeah, we can try.
So this way we can,
You've been racist.
So this is a way I believe the village would receive some financial compensation at some point in time. As it is now, not so much.
And when they don't pay it, we take them to court.
Just like Parkway.
Yeah, and when they don't pay it, at some point, they're gonna sell that property. And we're gonna have a lien for the unpaid administrative fees.
Well, if you're talking about 9 Parkway Path, I've taken him to court 6 times, and he's paid thousands of dollars in fines and court costs. And we can't go any farther than that unless we get a way to tow vehicles. We have an order on, standing order I got, that the place is condemned and we can tear it down anytime we want, but we have to pay for it up front.
I've got 15,000, I'll chip in.
But I mean, that's what I've done, that's about all I can do at this point.
Yeah, so I don't know if you wanna take a bite out of this apple.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'll take a hard look at it.
And I think we could do this, and we could use this in other sections of code violations.
Right. This is very creative thinking, but.
Interesting, yeah, that's good. You got watercraft too, right?
Yeah,
Well, I could certainly take a good look at that.
okay. Now, I promise I'll shut up. Last bit of business. Frontier,
Right.
you should have
Yeah.
Village of Chippewa Lake under Brandenburg's logo. And then I took a stab at making a right-of-way telecommunications installation ordinance.
Yeah.
All I got was an index. This doesn't have the text in it, it's an index. And when you click on the titles, it doesn't go anywhere. So where is that?
To be created.
You know what, okay, well, this is a pretty detailed index, but that's as far as I got with it.
So I don't, they're knocking on our door. They want to go throughout the village and install fiber optic. The last time they were here, we gave them a conditional use
Right.
zoning certificate that I stumbled across. I don't know what you guys want to do.
This is not gonna apply to now, though. This is 2018.
I understand.
So here's what I suggest we do. We don't have a big code on this to rely on, but
No.
you should get a couple of people from council who volunteer to look into this. Look at what they're proposing, ask them what you think you should ask them, and make a recommendation to council. Because they need your permission to do this. And you ought to get somebody focusing on it and asking the hard questions from them and looking at their plan and telling council what you think. That's my suggestion.
Anybody want to volunteer? Get up.
Do whatever you want.
I mean, I would like to help with that.
My contact so everybody understands what we're talking about. We're talking about a third-party firm working for Frontier who's soon to be purchased by Verizon. The third-party engineering firm that designed the installation plan, it's not clear to me. I don't know if they're doing the work or they're yet gonna farm it out to a fourth party. That's unclear. I've been dealing with a clerk who's standing near the foot of the totem pole.
This is for fiber.
So her response to me was, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know, and I'm not sure. I'm just gathering information.
So, but at the meeting that I've been going to for the Board of Realtors Legislative Committee, they're talking about, Montville is having a lot of problems with the fiber. They don't need our permission. They just come in and install fiber. And one company can come this week, another company can come next week.
That's right, that's
They
right.
tear up your yard, they tear up your shrubs, they're really having a problem with, they're not staying in the right of way, they're going onto people's property and making damages and.
So in my head, just loosely thinking about this, you need some kind of surety or performance bond, some scheduled inspection, who's gonna do the inspection, to ensure that they're complying. You need to see an installation plan, they need to interface with boots on the ground, the guys doing the work.
And my question is, how do you know that these people are really who they say they are and they're installing what they're supposed to do? They don't need our permission and they just show up. And that's what I'm hearing is happening.
We did not do any of that when Omni came in, or Medina Lit.
Right.
When they came in,
They
we
just,
didn't do any of this stuff that you're listing, all these requirements and inspections and,
I don't think we can either.
and I do remember the
You can.
conversation
You can.
when Omni came in, that we were told that any company can come in here at any time, including Medina Lit said, we don't need your permission to do this, we're just trying to work with you to be, friendly about this, we don't want to just be bullies, but we don't need your permission to come do this.
And that's true, what you say, Barb, is true. And I can tell you in the House and Senate, state of Ohio,
Yeah.
they're commercially friendly. They don't want to do anything to dampen free enterprise. PUCO is a regulatory agency that has broad oversight. But they could show up tomorrow and start working.
That's federal law too. I mean, they passed federal law in order to encourage, fiber optic and internet development.
I mean, I'm sure that I'm sorry, Alan, I apologize.
We didn't get the dog and pony show that we had with the original fiber optic folks. We didn't get that lengthy explanation, we're friends and we're here to work from you. I got an email and a frickin' phone call while I was on vacation in Florida. And this is gonna happen, and we're tying this under the auspices of
Federal law.
1977 Frontier Enterprise Agreement, which when you look into it a little further, that's not necessarily valid anymore because of the length of time that has passed. But while we have the opportunity to put some things in place, now that we have the experience of a previous installer, what do we see as important? How do we put that in place? Because these folks have indicated to me marginally that they want to be compliant.
Well, don't they have to file documents with the county before they can come in and do stuff? I mean, wouldn't all that be not like the building code?
That's not what Alan said when we were requesting that. Remember when the fire came and then another place came afterwards and we weren't allowed to say anything about that.
Well, federal laws, I tried to take it away.
And why, we're a prime target. Why? Because we don't have jack shit in our right of way. We're not an industrialized metroplex where you've got all these utilities and services in the right of way. We got nothing.
Well, I do believe Frontier has fiber already installed in Brunswick on the poles. It's not buried.
Yeah, but this agreement says either or. And they're gonna install it in the
They've been out
ground.
measuring the poles in the village.
They want to install it in the ground. They don't want to hang wire.
Well,
Man, that's different than these drawings that they sent us. These drawings say they're on the poles. There's no underground in the village.
Well,
According to these drawings,
they said they wanted to install it in the ground.
well, then they need to come out and meet with us. And I think, it's my understanding that not too many municipalities have where you can require them to get a permit to come into your area. Because there's certain rules that they have to follow. And my only concern is they got a lot of tree trimming involved with this. And I want to make sure when they trim trees here in the village, that they take them the day they trim them. They're not going to lay in people's front yards for a week or two or whatever. If these are the drawings that they're going to go by, if we don't know that this is accurate, we need to talk to somebody in charge, not some lady on the other side of the phone. Just,
I don't disagree, Al. I do not
but
disagree.
I think we need to get that set up.
And that's what
Can
I'm
we
for.
invite them to come here, like we had invited Medina Fiber, who is
Sure,
now,
okay.
Omni Fiber?
Well, Medina Fiber came kind of misrepresented themselves, in my opinion, because county commissioner came with them without, just the illusion that it was run by the county, and then it never was. They never had anything to do with it.
I think that the county was probably misled as well.
Well, they called it Medina Fiber, and they were here, oh, yeah, you know.
Then Lynn,
And
then
then,
Omni.
they've changed it
They've
anyway,
changed
3 or
it
4 times
A
already.
few times.
I guess your point, Al, that's a valid concern. It's something that you have an opportunity to address.
So
And-
we don't know when they want to start, correct? They haven't given us a date.
No, the last contact was, we're waiting on your requirements. So what are your
So,
requirements?
Who's the contact person with them? Just you, Glenn?
Yeah.
They called me. I don't know why.
And where did you get those drawings?
These budgets.
For me.
This is what they sent, but
Do that one, create that one. That for regulation. No.
Everything I got, I sent out to everybody. Everybody should have this.
Is it Frontier or is it Omni Fiber?
It's an engineering firm
Frontier, okay.
yeah, I don't know.
working for Frontier.
I
He
have,
tried to send it out and it never went to anybody.
I have seen, I've seen.
Okay.
You have a copy of it?
Yeah, you know.
So who's gonna call Frontier? Are you Al, or is it Bud, or
I don't,
Councilman, or
Yeah, I think you have,
somebody?
you have,
Somebody, just quit talking.
you have, I would recommend that Alan do it because he's the one most directly related to the streets, in the right of way. You've read it, you've looked at the diagrams, you have questions.
Well, I still think, no matter what we do, and I'll be happy to take that on, we need, as council, I think we need to get something that they're gonna have to get a permit from us to come in. So if that's the case, then we need to get something
Did you
ready.
say once that they didn't need a permit? It's getting very confusing.
that's what I read under federal law.
I was under the impression they did not need a permit.
Yeah, that's
When
very
Fort
common.
Medina Fiber came in here, they were giving us a courtesy by coming to this meeting. They could have just showed up and started digging, but they didn't.
They start lying, and then they start.
Yeah.
They did get a permit from Brandenburg,
Big switch.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, say that again, they got the permit.
they got a permit from our zoning inspector, Brandenburg, in 2018, to go in and do their fiber optic cable work per plan. So that was done.
18, so it feels like it's not.
Whether they need to do it now,
Yeah.
I would say let's at least try to make them accountable, try to figure out what they're doing, try to figure out what the plan is. Have somebody who is informed about this.
We could just have a,
We're informed about it, how about you?
I don't know about your right of ways and poles and line, that's not my thing. I mean, I'll do it if you want.
I'll ask around too. I mean, to the other, I mean, I was just talking to
Well,
some
I'll start digging into it.
township trustees, county commissioners. I'll see what I can find that other people are doing in other communities.
Yeah, I've asked some too already, and they have nothing in place.
Right.
And I think that you're gonna find most places don't have it.
Well, you want to look into it a little bit too?
I'll look into it too. I'll contact
Then
them.
you're a legal one.
What is your plan? What's your start date? Blah, blah, blah. Why do you think you can do this without a permit? But they passed some pretty hefty federal law that allows them to do a lot.
Well, you still aggravate them a little bit after all those two
Quite
months and
sure.
everything.
So try to make them accountable.
Okay, do you guys have anything else for zoning?
Yes,
I did too.
I want to start working on the zoning book per se. I have a number of residential folks who've expressed interest in helping with that endeavor. So that's something I'm willing to start at absent council participation, or if members of the council are interested in participating, that's great. But understand, anything that's created, you have to review and pass and agree to. So
I'd love to help with that, yeah. I've actually started some of it and set it aside, so, yeah.
So I would like to get that moving forward.
Any of you have a problem with that?
No, I think it's a good
Do we
idea.
have to make a motion or something? Or just say, okay?
Just say, okay, consensus. And I have to obviously go over it and even come up with, but.
Well,
We
yeah,
just did that in Lassane, and it took a long time, but they did a whole new zoning book.
Well, it's part of what we need here, complaining about, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay, does anybody object, or somebody want to make a motion to have, let him do that?
Well, everybody has the zoning code. Everybody should take some time. We're all on the zoning board. I mean, we should all be reviewing the code. You know, some things that continue to happen or things that, you know, and then come back to Bud or me and let us know what you think.
Well, he asked about this a couple months ago, and as far as I know, he hasn't had a response from anybody, but he has had some citizens that interested, so rather than sit on it forever, like we have a tendency.
I thought the ball was in play.
Start.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think instead of making a million paper copies, I think a digital copy with.
They're all online.
Wording, like, we're gonna strike this out and have it struck out in red or something on the document online, and then the new language.
I'm laughing because in my experience, I have sent out multiple emails for a variety of topics and have one or two responses. Crickets, or I didn't get that, or I couldn't open that.
Well, you don't have a problem with that, Bud.
Pardon me?
You do have a problem with those
I've had
Google
trouble opening
documents.
some stuff, yeah.
Very few people can open those things. In fact, now that I think about it, I did get a couple things again last week. It says, ask for permission to get this open, and you ask for permission, and you don't hear another thing from anyone.
Well, I'll do my damnedest to resolve that to your mutual benefit.
Are you done? Because I have.
Maybe you could use somebody else's computer.
I am done. Put a fork in me.
The only thing I had was a recommendation from a resident. I sent an email to the council, thought I'd share with everyone. We get a lot of complaints about the Point Park parking lot. The people that are abusing it are mostly non-residents. We've got signs that it's residents only. Someone suggested either removing the parking lot, which doesn't seem to make sense, I guess, because we do use it sometimes as residents, or roping it off and allowing golf carts to come in other ways. Or if you open it to park your car, you have to have a parking pass to park there. So that was just a recommendation. I'm just saying it out loud for the record that if anybody has any, comments about it, but the problems, actually the resident who called me about it with the idea said she was down there walking her dog and these two guys pulled up in a pickup truck and they were like, oh my gosh, look at this. And they're getting all their fishing gear out and they're like, this is awesome. And they run down, they start fishing on the shore. They're not from here. They don't have a permit. They go right past the sign. Of course, they didn't bump anything, but Bill's changed the fence down there 7 times. We talk about getting rid of the fence. Why get rid of the fence? The problem is people that don't live here. And we could easily just chain off that parking lot, little sign on the chain, residents only with permit. Then you can't even pull in there. So I thought it was a great idea.
It'll get people to stop to read it. If they have to get out and unchain it, they're really.
We're making
They
it
know
too
they're breaking
convenient for people that are not residents to just come and park here, and then we complain about them. It just.
And it's not a bad idea, that's the goal, to make sure that no resident, I'm just wondering, I drive by there all the time. I never see there's always room there. I mean, I know they're not supposed to park there, but I question if people are complaining about this. It pulls up.
How many calls do you get? Why do you say you got all these residents calling you? I've never had one resident call about that parking lot. How many, what do you call a lot of calls? 1,
No, I'm
2, 10,
saying
15.
it's not the parking lot, it's the people that are non-residents that are fishing. We get complaints about, you know, it's not necessarily, the complaints, everyone gets them. Everyone's getting complaints about people that are
Are you all getting complaints?
non-residents.
You know, parking there, I never get any, but she probably, I mean, she's doing quite a few contact,
I
but.
don't get calls or complaints about it, if I'm out walking the dogs and I see somebody pull up, and you live down here? You know, like, oh, you need to go park maybe at the village inn and come down. I said, but you can't fish here, you can't.
Or
fish
Richard
here."
Drive, Cottage Cove, Bass Bay, those are
You
parking,
can't,
but
just, you know, the big yellow sign there says residents only with that.
It's not a bad idea, but we're gonna have a project over there next summer. And I don't know if you remember, because, but we're actually expanding the parking lot by about 12 feet, like one section over. And we're keeping where the foliage is, at least this is what I'm gonna bring to all of you, where we're keeping the plants, because you can't really move that. And just moving the fence on the right-hand side, you're looking at it, 12 feet, one section over. That'll keep people from bumping into the fence as much as they do. And we also have the parking lots, we already have them purchased to go in there, so they would have to run over the parking lots.
this was just a
But
recommendation
with the chain
from,
up at that point, I'm sorry, I just lost.
there's a
lost
group
my
of
train of
residents
thought.
that walk their dogs, they're down there all the time, they see everything.
Yep,
So I know them all personally, so when I bump into them everywhere, at the village, when I'm trying to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
for a walk, they stop me and, you know, so.
So I'll just play the devil's advocate, when we put a chain across there.
and when we do
With a
this,
sign that says residents only, then somebody unhooks the sign, drops it, never hooks it back up. And then,
That's what I don't know.
I mean, I'm just thinking that's what I would think would happen. is-
I'm just the messenger
I'm just-
when there's all kinds of people down here this summer fishing where they're not supposed to, parking in the lot. I'm just the messenger. It was just a resident's idea to help curb the increase in traffic we're gonna have when the park district opens the park.
I think the fishing will go away. It's on its way out now.
Yeah, this is
Is it
the prime
fish?
time for fishing.
Move out into the lake, and it will become more marginalized with the advent of dock installation and boats in. They're gonna lose their fishing area, because it's gonna be full of docks and watercraft.
You hope. I saw a resident pull up the other day, stick something under somebody's windshield wiper and drive away. Little note maybe saying residents parking only, no permit, maybe.
maybe we'll do a better job, once we do that rehab, we'll do a better job with some signage, but I agree with the change, I can
There's a
see
big
that.
yellow sign there, but
There are
how
plenty
to
of
direct these people,
signs,
they're just ignorant, not reading.
Well, for years, we've allowed people to park in there, and we've never ticketed anybody to my knowledge.
Right.
So if we got an ordinance and we're not gonna enforce it, we can throw all kinds of money at it, and it's not gonna change it. Until we start writing tickets on people's cars, and we've heard every excuse why they can't do it, so. Until we force them to write tickets, it's not gonna change.
Amen.
Are we able to write tickets with something like this?
You can write tickets now. You have a parking enforcement bureau in the village, and you have printed tickets that sit there.
No, I don't remember.
They're old, and
When somebody gets a couple of tickets.
$20 fine,
$20?
$30 if it's not paid in 48 hours, I think. Those boxes of tickets ought to be in there somewhere.
Where do they go to pay those tickets?
They send them to the fiscal officer.
Okay,
The payments, there's a little envelope, it's a ticket form with a carbon and an envelope attached to it. And it's legal, it was put in place.
It's in the zoning code, yep.
Well, it might not be a bad idea to have a volunteer, somebody that's sanctioned by council that has that authority to hang tickets.
The mayor and the zoning inspector have that authority,
Are they the only ones?
The last time I read it, it said a law enforcement officer.
but
There
the,
has to be a law enforcement
That's
officer,
what,
I
the
can't,
last time I read it.
even with something like this where we put it a civil, what is
Well,
it?
that one we'll get into, that's.
Okay, because that might be a good way to go, we can just have one person, two people, maybe, that one person's all you need.
But as I read it, the police are law enforcement officers, Bud is a law enforcement officer, and.
And the mayor.
Oh, but, why
The
do
mayor is not a law
Oh,
enforcement.
I thought it said that.
I don't think so. We can check it, but this is an old, I've got the old ordinance.
Yeah, to revisit that, that'd be
When you
like,
are the head chief law enforcement officer, that doesn't mean you go out and stop cars.
No, I'm not
Frisk
glassy.
people.
But not the edge like Glassy does. Bill Glass now, I'm not that person.
I was thinking about Bill myself, that'd be a good guy for it.
Well, it's called the Parking Violations Bureau.
Yeah, it doesn't show them.
Yeah, magistrate, right.
Yeah.
Nobody ever asked for it here.
I think that'll be the trick before putting,
We got those tickets.
chain, a couple, maybe big one, we have tickets already, but make them visible and
Well,
that
that's
stuff.
a couple times in the past, we've leaned on officers to write the tickets and they have. But they
And the
never
first thing that
pick it up.
happens is they'll write it to a resident, and everybody will be upset, because this is a very nice person, and they shouldn't have got a ticket, and he needs to not do that, and then the cops get mad, because everybody's wanting to write a ticket, then they write a ticket to, it's called the wrong person, they might not have their parking permit with them or something like that, they get a ticket, then everybody gets ups in arms, and then I do get phone calls on that. Because, well, it's so-and-so, and they live here. Well, they live here, and they know they're supposed to have a permit, and they don't, and they should get a ticket. No, they shouldn't get tickets, they should be forgiven. So the cops just.
You know what, they'll put their permit in the car the next time.
Well, that's true, and I think if you
I think
brought
we
your.
just need to do that and enforce it.
I
I
agree.
agree with you.
What are those things that Amber's passing out Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aren't those parking tickets?
they're free.
and they're
Parking
free.
permits that you're
You
supposed
don't
to
have,
in
you
your
only
car.
get one per household, which I find to be difficult, because if you are a multi-car family, I do believe each household should be able to have multiples for each vehicle that they own, just my personal opinion.
I'm selling for $40 for an extra one.
But they're free and you can get one every year and they never expire. So I've just been collecting them for the past few years. But we all know that we have to have them. And it's in my car all the time, everywhere I go. And I have one in Matt's car all the time, everywhere he
If you
goes.
don't have it, you get a
I have
ticket.
one on the golf cart.
The
It's in my
next time
golf cart.
you'll have it in your
Yes.
car.
So where does that ticket, who gets the money from that ticket?
Physical officers.
Yeah.
Where are
So
the
I'm talking
tickets?
about the police write the ticket.
Does anybody know where the tickets are? Gary?
They used to be in the cars.
No, I mean, there's boxes of tickets.
file drawer in there where the police had stuff, the sheriff.
I mean, there are tickets.
I haven't looked.
And they're so old that it's a $20 fine.
Yeah,
So,
but it's zero.
But you have that in place.
But it has to be a licensed, certified state.
A law enforcement officer, I'll double check.
But you're thinking possibly our zoning inspector though.
Well, yeah, I think he's a law enforcement officer.
Yeah. That'd be enough. He's.
Do you think he can write parking tickets? It used to be the zoning inspector could write parking tickets.
I think so. I'll check. I know you can't. I mean,
Thank God.
I'll
That'd be
double
great.
check.
Gone when they call them to get them.
So when they get a ticket and they call you, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Now, next time you'll know better. Get a permit, put
Right.
it in your window, pay your fine, and then we'll have.
Gary's
it.
got a story.
And the way these tickets work is the officer fills it out, checks on the owner and the address, dispatch, and then leaves, takes a carbon, gives it to the fiscal officer. The envelope and the ticket stay on the car, and the person can write a check and put it in the envelope and mail it. That's how it's supposed to work. It actually worked for a little while, but then the police just stopped writing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because somebody would get in their face about it, and then they just get ordered
They
and
just
they
stop.
were
They
right.
don't like to write it, and I don't blame them, but I'll check on who can write them.
They don't like selective enforcement, and sometimes our
For
citizens do like that. I'm not being critical of our citizens, but it's a fact. They'll say, well, this person should never have gotten a ticket, or had a girl come, oh, my parents told me it was okay to park there without a permit. That's probably true, and I knew that was true because her parents had parked there forever without a permit. So now, What are you supposed to say to her?
Now, I do remember, I thought reading somewhere in our ordinances that under special circumstances, or if you granted, the mayor granted permission for that parking, to be in that parking lot for parking if they didn't have a pass.
Yeah, they had to
A
store it.
a one night or 2 night off thing.
Right.
I do remember reading that and that being a thing.
I do that now sometimes, if people are having a party
Yeah, that's.
and, you know, they, especially if they live up like Clover Cliff or Lowell or someplace, tell them they can park at the town hall, they're having some kind of party, maybe overnight company or something.
And I've gotten phone calls and emails asking for permission to park here. I love them. Thank you for letting me.
So, anyway, is there anything else for zoning? Does anybody know the score of the Cavs game? I'm surprised we haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you know about Burbage?
No, we're not doing any more zoning tonight.
Come on, it's been 9 years, let's do something.
Well, didn't you think he was just talking about that all night?
I did talk about it.
31-27 Pistons,
Oh. Well, that's not good.
second quarter.
Okay, let's do community relations and get that one going.
The news letter has been printed and distributed, thanks to Pam, who worked her magic and got all her volunteers to distribute it on Sunday and Monday.
Thank you for getting that done.
Yeah, my copy.
And then John has been working hard about the boat monies that we have. So to do the seaweed with MC, PD, and Aqueduct, our total would be 5,600, including Euclid, which I didn't know what you were talking about, so I'm sorry. I was giving you the wrong information. But it was originally 6,500. 1,900 is coming off from the Park District and 750 from Save the Lake. And then that comes to 3,850. When we add the 1,750 for Euclid Beach, it comes to 5,600. The Park District and Save the Lake, John, both did how much our totals were and gave us a percentage of what they were gonna give. The park system was gonna do 2,500, so we get 1,900 of it, and Gloria Glenn's gets the rest of it.
So, is that the 6,500 still involved here?
It's 6,500, yes.
And that would be our village and Euclid Avenue?
No, that would just be our village.
So you mean Euclid Avenue is coming out of our, that comes out of our money also?
Well, Euclid Beach is an additional 1,750.
That would be in addition to the 6,500?
Correct.
So we gotta pay that, but we gotta pay all that. We gotta pay.
All of that, but the Park District is taking $1,900 off, and Save the Lake is taking $750 off.
So what would be the total
Our
cost?
total is 5,600 for all of the village and Euclid Beach.
So our out-of-pocket expense is
5,600.
because the Park District and Save the Lake is contributing for another portion of the total amount that would be due.
Correct.
Just so you guys understand, the Euclid Avenue area, their docking fees is included in our money, we get their money.
Yep. Yeah, but it's not that much. Not that many come from that area, actually.
So 5,600 to do all 4 of the places. They divided ours into 3 different places, and Euclid Beach. So everything total is 5,600.
Okay, so I think you guys have all this in place as far as what they were hoping to do was have the first application of this before Memorial Day.
Correct.
So they have all their money lined up and they have this aqueduct lined up, right?
Correct.
So all they would need is for your okay for them to spend this money out of the dock money that we have got. And have you ever, John, did you ever find out, or Gary, how much money we got in that fund altogether?
24 and 25, we collected a total of 23,000.
But that's a 3-year run. That's 3 years, right?
That's
Divided
2
by
years.
2 years.
We're on the third year
It's
right
2
now.
years,
It's
so
started-
we're not 3rd year already.
Started collecting the third year, but what we have collected already, so what they're wanting is, how much, a piece, looking at the
5,600.
56.
So
Hundred
we
out of
need
that
approval
money.
to spend 5,600 out of that 22, did you say?
So they've done their research, and you probably all read these things that came today, I would hope.
I would, yeah.
So that's 3 applications?
3
It'll be 3
applications.
years.
The first one would be before Memorial Day to kick off opening up the beach area or lake access, whatever. And then they do it in July, and they would do it in August.
That's maintenance for basically the entire summer.
Correct.
Did you,
He also,
did you say you were gonna notify these dock owners that this was gonna happen?
I will as soon as I get approval.
I'm not for this at all. I'm not for anything that's gonna add another bill, an ongoing bill. Now, if it was a one-shot deal, and then like retaining wall or anything, just, even if it's something that's not as popular, but the money's gonna be spent, something's gonna get done, but this is just gonna be adding, well, $5,600 per season.
No,
That's almost all of it.
no. The park district said, John, correct me if I'm wrong, they said that they might have to put one application down next year.
Oh, really? So
But
it
this is-
sticks for a while?
He said for 3 years. Is that what Travis said, John?
So this is for the milfoil and the splatter dock. The splatter dock is only good for 1 year. The milfoil, they think they'll get 2 years, possibly more.
Okay.
So next year, I mean, it's a crapshoot. We'll have to see next year, but they're estimating that the milfoil chemicals will eradicate that for more than a year.
Okay. But better than I thought you'd have to spend that money every year, but.
Well, this is out of the voting fund, this is not of our.
Let's divide that by, 2.
Yeah, this is coming out of the
year.
Yeah,
This is
there-
going out of
The boat money, yeah.
This is coming out of money that was collected for the stickers that the
Yep.
It's
voters.
not coming from the taxpayers.
Right.
No, but it would be I mean, I don't know, I'm a boat owner, I would die. I don't personally think it's necessary, it doesn't bother me that much.
Haven't you heard these votes?
He didn't go out on his boat all summer last year. He had a daughter getting married.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Well, it's 10 bad.
I think you guys are on the rough end over there, I'm closer to the
It's
beach.
terrible, terrible. I don't know. It's been terrible for years, and I'm not a voter anymore, but even when we were. this
Where
was
are these
Well, I'm pretty
applications
that's
going
the
to be?
beach, and I don't even notice it.
all- Our doctors at the bottom of our road.
So from the inlet all the way down
Well,
to
yeah,
the.
that's right, that's right.
Is that, there's a little, okay.
Well, we sent out an email to, I got everybody's email address from them, they could buy the sticker last year. So we sent an email out to all those individuals. The number one complaint was weeds.
Well, we should give it a try.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to say here, Ken.
yeah, no, I know, good. But I came into it with the attitude, I hate this idea. I think it's well, we're kicking the can, we're committing on $5,600 every year. Just,
No, no.
but, no, I know, John just explained to me that it's actually, it's not gonna be $5,600 every year.
Right. And,
So they
you know,
don't-
I mean, if something happens, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, we need a motion.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we allot $5,600 to treat the lake from the boat dock fee.
I
And
said that.
sticker fee.
All in favor?
Second.
I,
Opposed?
Now, those monies are gonna be paid out of probably the park fund, unless you're gonna take it out of land and buildings.
You said you put that.
Well, wait, that didn't go into the park fund.
Okay, wait a minute. Revenue and expenditures are two different things. The revenue is there, but when you have the expense, it's got to be charged against an account in the department. So is it either going to be parks or is it going to be land and buildings?
Does that boat sticker money then go into that fund?
Those monies are all in the general fund, which means they can be used anywhere in the village. Okay, again, the revenue is there.
Go ahead and take it out of buildings and utilities.
Take it out of buildings.
Sure.
And then it'll get, equals out. I guess it
Because
doesn't matter.
you'll get that back out of the general fund thing too.
Ask Gary after the meeting.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay, and if I understand right, you guys might come up with something else also.
Yes.
There's a couple different things.
The second highest request was for fixing the lake wall. John has one quote for 23,500. He's still waiting for Chris Wozniak. Wozniak. Okay, to give him a second quote. That would not be done until the fall. If we do have 2,300 in the account and we add what we have this year, John and I are hoping we have enough to get this done in the fall.
But we're not asking for that money this.
No, we're not, I'm just, okay.
Well, how can we use that money for private property? And how, if that's the case, why aren't you going all the way down to the Oaks and fix the hole? Can we use that money for private property?
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, that's kind of that middle road of private property over there.
Well,
No man's land.
well, the property you're probably using on is community use property.
Yeah.
Right.
It's private property.
By deed right, it is to be used for community and recreational purposes of people who have lake rights. So that's the community.
So anyone can go down there and pitch a tent, not tent to sleep in, but, you know, a picnic, have a picnic there with their extended family, and the owner of that property cannot kick them out. Am I hearing that correctly? I mean, technically.
I don't think that's what it was meant by a community.
But they can walk on it.
No, you can't do that, but
You can walk down there, you
walk
can sit down there, you can take a lawn chair and watch the sunset, you know.
Yeah.
It's available for use for you as a park, not as,
Oh, that's what it means they have a picnic, you know, that they're kind of being watching.
I'd say a small picnic, but you know, the idea wasn't that the whole community.
My point is not completely private, it's kind of.
No, it's not private property.
some of those people put picnic tables down there and they took them out pretty quick because people just driving by thinking it was a roadside park or
Right.
something, would just
Yeah,
stop and
yeah,
have
yeah.
a picnic. So they
Which is
stopped
not-
doing that because that isn't what it was
Well,
intended.
so let me say this, at the meeting earlier in the year, it was decided that you should solicit the boat people that are buying tickets and spend this money on what they were suggesting.
That's correct.
As projects.
That's
So
right.
the highest request was seaweed, the second highest request was the seawall.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what the residents, the boat owners,
That's an unbelievable price on the wall.
that's a great price. I think we should go forward and look at that and at least get Chris's quote back and see what it looks like, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
because again, that's, I mean, it's, how much was it? It was
23,000.
So it's not free, but it's a one-shot deal, and, you know, then it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done for at least decades, so it'll be money well spent, I don't know.
I personally think the one you sent on the picnic table for the beach was a little excessive. I don't get that one for one table.
What, how much was it?
It was like $1,000.
14, 13.
Was it from Al Robbins' company?
Yeah, it's really nice, I mean, I had nothing to do with it,
Well,
but
I don't know what.
it's a nice
That
octagon.
picnic table wasn't gonna solve any problems.
I think mine was
Money down to one
$850.
shade, so each tenant will sit at it, or somebody will always have it, and then they'll be complaining.
Well, so there's already a picnic table there, so we're gonna add a second picnic table. I priced out those tables and Alan's company gives us the best price for those tables.
That's a pretty expensive table to have to pull out of the lake after they throw it in there.
Well, we're not pulling it up, but.
I don't like to be negative, I
know
just
you
know
want
what
a
usually
tree-
happens.
I know you want a tree down here, okay, but right now.
$600 tree compared to
We have.
1,600, wait.
These are wood picnic
$1,000
tables, they're
table.
nice poly tables, these are
So
the best
You want
quality.
one $1,000 table on the beach?
It's a
I
big
have one-
octagon one.
I've got one sitting on my front porch that I bought from Al Robbins, we leave
Well,
it out
that's on your
all
front porch, that's
winter.
not down on the beach.
But the nicest thing that Corey knew, what John was telling me, that he did a lot of research on umbrellas. And these umbrellas are high end, but they're not like thousands of dollars, I think it was what, $500 or so. And then the nice thing, it's a 3-year warranty, And the reviews came back, I think you mentioned that, somebody reviewed it, or maybe people reviewed it that had it for multiple 5, 6 years and hasn't, I mean, we would lose 2 or 3 a season of those cheap ones. And it was under warranty, I say we give it a shot. And there would be 2, there would be the big octagon one, that would be a new purchase, and that's what most of the cost is. And then there would be the picnic table that we currently have, which is same manufacturer, and then 2 umbrellas. So.
Right.
And the picnic table we currently have, we haven't pulled out of the lake, it's fine on the beach. I know when it floods, things go into the lake, but these tables are pretty heavy.
They don't float.
They don't go. Well, what,
They have
so you got a whole
1,
bunch
2,
of
3,
people
4
in
in
two
Gloria
tables, how's
Glenn's.
that gonna work? They're not, why don't you have a whole bunch of little tables instead of one big huge table, why don't you have a couple smaller ones so more people could use them?
Gloria Glenn's has 4 tables that they did buy from Al's company. I'm looking at them.
Right.
Very nice umbrellas. They're on their beach.
Right. My only thought on this is that, talking with Ken about it, we've gone through a lot of umbrellas. So instead of investing a lot of money in tables and umbrellas, let's try 2 of them and let's see how it works. If it works, we can decide if we want to spend more money, down the years. But the third most requested item on those voters was shade at the beach.
Like
So I
free
thought
right
this was
now.
a way to attack that.
What sold me on, because I don't feel too confident about these umbrellas, but the fact that there's a 3-year warranty, and other people have given great reviews that hasn't got destroyed, because those umbrellas were destroyed immediately. And it's really neat, I don't know if you didn't send it around, but it's almost like a tarp goes into the back of the umbrella, that goes into the sand, and then you have a tarp down here that's almost like an envelope, and then you put sand in there.
Oh.
So it's a really neat
We
design.
have one of those.
Okay, I've never seen it
40
before.
mile-an-hour winds, and we're on the beach in Florida, and that sucker doesn't go anywhere. It absolutely works.
Are these umbrellas something that the beach tenants would be putting away every night?
No, I wouldn't want to put them, put that task on them, they would just have to lower it, because it's
Okay.
connected, I think that would do it. Now, if they don't lower it, then there might be problems, but,
But it needs some kind of attention
Yeah.
before they leave.
2 of them. And if they don't do it, they'll be just fire.
Well, but is it really practical that we have enough money right now to do all 3 of these projects?
No, these are just ones that
I mean,
talk
so we're gonna for sure go ahead and move forward with the
about.
algae, the weeds. We're gonna move forward with that. That's already been proposed and done.
Right.
And we'll look at the money that's left over and look at the possibility of fixing the wall later on.
These were just what they suggested, so John's been looking into them.
Yeah.
But
I
so-
would suggest that we look at these other 3 items that are on the list and not worry about the wall until,
Fall.
I think we need to show the people that are spending the money that we're doing something. We've sent out a letter, what would you like us to do? Here's 3 really not very expensive things that we can do to show good faith. And, we can keep an eye on the money at the end of the summer. If we decide we want to do something with the seawall, we can. If not, we can hold up till next year till we get another year's worth of money. But I think we should do the 3 smaller projects for sure.
And the third one is removing that gate that's down at the ramp. We have the gate that's, to get in, and then you get to the ramp where you put your boat in, and there's another gate there. So we were looking at removing that second gate, and that was $1,500. They would leave the post in, but remove the gate.
There was a lot of people that wanted that, right?
Well, plus shore up, because there's a lot of erosion over there. And so he's also gonna bring in riprap and put on both sides of the ramp to stop the erosion.
So can you explain what that is? I mean, I've seen, they're calling a lot of different things that riprap. So, I mean, are we talking stones that people are gonna be stepping on to
Big stone.
get their boats in the water and stuff?
Well, you won't be stepping
We have the
on
dock
it
there.
here. I mean, we have.
No, the dock doesn't help you when you're unhooking your boat off your trailer and stuff.
Well, that would be on the side of the ramp though.
Yeah.
Al, you know, you're not gonna be walking over that.
I mean, when I put my boat in, I'm either on the ramp or I'm on the.
The dock right there,
Yeah, the dock's right there.
the dock's right there, yeah.
And so this would be, so when I talked to him about us putting in the kayak launch in the dock there, the riprap would be underneath that. And on the other side, so if you look on the other side, of the dock, there's large sections of cement or concrete that are really breaking up. And the water is washing up underneath it. So he's gonna put riprap underneath that to try to stabilize the concrete that's on the other side.
Around the tree.
Around the tree, yes.
What was the purpose of that second gate and why are you taking it out?
People were coming in from the Oaks area. At one time they would come in and come across the lawn that way. And then Randy had that big driveway there and there'd be people who come in that way. So we had a lot of people bypassing the gate by the beach and.
No, sorry, no driveway anymore. Driveway's fine.
Yes, we had a lot there, but since, I mean, I think we did not, we removed it maybe 3 years ago. I mean, so you had to go there and unlock both of them, which is not really necessary,
It
but.
got to be unbelievable how many people were coming in that way and putting their boat in and bypassing the beach gate.
So how far out in the
What is that?
water will this rock go?
I'm sorry,
How far out into the water will this rock be?
just a couple of feet,
Okay.
just to shore up the shoreline.
You said that's 1,500?
Those are just other recommendations. We don't have to do those right away. But I do, I'm glad we're doing the,
Well, I think to remove, I mean, is that a big cost to remove that gate? Because I wouldn't see that that's really that necessary.
it's the riprap,
The
riprap.
riprap, I think that's a good idea.
And the removal of the gate, it's all of it for
Yeah,
15.
I guess if it doesn't, I don't want to just to move it, just make it more convenient, but it doesn't serve a purpose at this point, so.
Doesn't it?
And I'm not opposed to a picnic table, but I'm not sure the funds should come out of this. I think that should come out of parks. For that, it's not, that's for the people that use the swim area, that's not.
Right, but if you get a swim pass, it's $35, so.
Yeah.
That
Still
money
are put
is.
aside.
That's not different
That's
funds.
This is
Well,
different.
you're giving back to the people that are paying for the
No,
beach
it's
pass.
completely separate.
Okay.
Lake
Okay,
access
that's
area,
No, it's okay.
and the key, and all that, kind of all.
That money covers it's nonprofit.
Okay, all right.
Well, once
My
again,
mistake.
these recommendations that Debbie has have been requested by the people that buy those stickers. I mean, that's where these ideas came from.
The picnic tables was one of them? Okay.
Because people will pay, I mean, we get a lot of revenue, but I understand it's different, we kind of separated that, but they're actually all together, actually, aren't they, Gary? Our stickers, the lake access stickers, and
I account for the revenue separately for each one of those.
Park
okay,
district
But again,
stickers.
they're all in the general
they're
fund.
all in the general fund, so they can go anywhere.
Okay.
I can stand
The
behind all
money
three
from
of
the
those.
park district stickers, that's the big chunk, the 20-some thousand.
Yes, that's the one that's in a separate fund, those.
So then the beach pass and the boat ramp keys and stuff, that's something that's generated specifically by the village for the residents.
Right, and when the park district asked us to sell the stickers and told us we could keep the money, that's what this money is. It's been kept in separate, basically, so that we know how much it was.
All right, I have a question. Since the Euclid area, and maybe they are, is the Euclid area getting anything for this or the?
Yeah, they're getting
They're getting weed control.
Right.
Which they're getting more bang for their buck, because there's not many of them over there.
Well, my question was going to be if the Euclid area, they're here buying their boat stickers and whatnot, can they also get a beach pass like the Gilbert Streets and the Heather Edge or no?
No.
I can check into that though, I'm like 99% sure, because it wasn't in the past, but I don't know.
I know it wasn't in the past.
Put it in at some point.
That's what I'm saying.
So
It wasn't in the past.
we should allow them kind of bring them into the loop here when it comes to.
Recreation.
Well, maybe the ones that buy the stickers.
That's what I mean.
You might open up a can of worms there, because there are people on Lake Road who are very upset that they cannot buy beach pass stickers.
They can't also dock a boat on the lake either. So Gloria Glens can dock a boat, Euclid can dock a boat,
And
we
but
can
it's
dock.
only a
But Euclid,
select
they only say
few.
Euclid, they don't say anything about Main Drive and the rest of that.
Right, it's only a select few of houses there that have that lake right. It's only a handful of whatever, how many stickers we've sold to them. It's just that handful that have that lake right that was carried over, the park district let them continue. Not everybody in Euclid can go and buy a sticker,
Right.
like everybody in the village can come and buy a
That's-
sticker.
I believe it's like a very small amount.
It's a super small amount.
Yeah.
I didn't know we allowed Gilbert, but I found that out recently.
Oh, for the beach pass or the lake access passes and whatnot, yeah, that was changed.
Okay, anything else, Debbie?
No, I'm good.
All right, well, nice job, thank you. Now we will go to, where are we? Building and utilities.
Well, should we move forward with those two other small ones? Vote on that?
You're not ready for that yet, I don't think.
No?
Yeah,
No, we're ready for that.
I guess I would like for you guys
Yeah.
to vote on the other two items.
Well, the wall, you're not ready to vote on that.
Not the wall,
He's not talking about-
the umbrella and then reconstructing our eroding,
The gate with the riprap.
with the riprap. And we have money for that, and the rest we would hang on to till fall and reevaluate it after.
Well, like Al said, he thought the Kimball's and stuff should come out of, not park.
Well,
Out of park.
I mean, you get money for beach passes, take the money out of that.
Yeah, but that's not, the beach pass money isn't going in, it's going to the general fund, just like the other funds are. It's not going in the parks.
Okay, so I make a motion that we,
I have a question first.
okay,
I was always under the impression the money that was collected for beach passes went to the making, the actual making of the passes and the beach sand. I thought that was, we
Wait, the
didn't
making of the
actually,
passes?
yeah,
Oh, the
the
stickers, you mean?
the stickers and all
No,
of those
now
things.
that,
Now, we don't actually profit anything out of that. I thought it was a wash. We were collecting what those stickers
What it costs,
costed
that's right.
and what it would
The
cost
key,
to.
the stickers,
the
everything,
key,
the
the
monthly
stickers
charge
and all that.
because actually the monies that we get for the lake access, the keys and all that, that goes into the general fund, so that doesn't go straight to parks. However, the cost to create the stickers and whatnot, it's not that much money at all. So it's definitely not a break-even situation. We're making money on it, but that's coming out of parks. So parks is actually spending money.
We're not allowed to make money
What?
on that. That's why I'm asking this.
We're making money on it.
You like said, don't start.
But I was always under
That,
the
the
impression.
stickers, they create a sticker is, I don't know,
You need the sticker and
30 cents.
Yeah.
And it might cost 30.
I was always under the
whatever all
impression.
that costs, you're not allowed to make more than that when you sell them. We're
Make
not
more
allowed to
than-
make a profit on keys, the stickers.
Not unless you want to lose some immunities from liability, so.
Okay, well, let me do the math over again. Okay.
Don't.
I'm not talking about the beach pass, I'm talking about the cost of the keys.
Well, you know what, the keys and the stickers for the boats
Yes.
are very inexpensive, so that probably is the case.
Right.
But the lake
beach pass
access,
itself-
swimming, that's a lot less.
Well, yeah, and a lot of that's supposed to go for paying the beach tenants and everything.
aren't those keys $34 and the pass is $1 to print? Is that what it is?
No, it's like, it's, I think the
No,
keys
okay,
actually-
stop.
Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
I have a question. As a beach user, I think just having some umbrellas around that are these
That's what I-
wonderful sturdy umbrellas that could be stuck into the ground would be okay instead of just another picnic table that costs a lot of money. I mean, one picnic table with an umbrella. As a beach user, I would prefer to sit in a beach chair under an umbrella.
And at the last meeting, I said, when I go to the beach, I bring my own umbrella and my own chair.
Well, I do too, and the one I have isn't nearly as good as what you guys are talking about, but I don't know, it's something to consider if we don't want to spend all the money on the picnic table.
Or you could get more umbrellas.
A couple
Yeah,
umbrellas.
the umbrellas are great. I mean, once they're in, they would pretty much stay in
and they don't go anywhere, because the base of it is filled with sand, and then there's hooks that this thing goes up on, so the umbrella cannot go, and it is for a 40-mile-an-hour wind. Now, if there was a really big wind, you know, you would have your beach attendants take it down, and the beach attendants would just put them down at night.
And the
they
problem
should
isn't
be
the beach
fine.
attendants, it's the people that come after hours and they access the beach without permission and they
And
They get
borrow
into
our
the-
umbrellas.
They get into
Well, plus
the
they give tickets.
sheds, they get into the,
I kind of like the beach umbrella, no table
I do too.
idea,
I do too.
honestly. Because one big table, you might have several families different that don't want to sit on top of somebody
Well,
else's.
we have one picnic bench, so we can put one in the picnic bench and then buy the other one and just put that, just in a nice location.
Well, if you're not buying that table, you can afford more umbrellas.
Well, we already own it. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, we,
How much are the umbrellas?
like $500. $500.
They're less than $200.
The umbrellas
They're
are
like
$150.
$150?
$150.
okay.
Beach bug.
But the people that filled out the questionnaire asked for picnic tables, right?
Shade.
Shades for shades.
How much was the picnic table, the hexagon,
That was-
octagon?
$1,000.
So let's just buy,
4
4
umbrellas?
umbrellas. Instead of with one
And
table.
people can put their chairs on them, that's a better idea.
Let's do maybe 4 of them. Wait, maybe 5 because we put one in the current,
Existing table.
You know what,
Current table,
too?
yeah.
Those umbrellas come apart, so the bottom part stays in, and they could put those umbrellas away at night.
Yeah.
So then,
That would probably-
come winter time, we just leave
Unless they
that
have-
sack of sand sitting.
No, it's not hard to take out apart, it would be very.
It's beach sand. Yeah, you just, you put the tarp down there and you put the beach sand.
Out there in the lake and sweep it up and all the umbrellas.
No, you wouldn't want to.
So do we need a motion then, so to buy some umbrellas then?
So-
And take it out of the general fund, out of parks money?
No, it comes out of the general fund.
Yes, he just said that the money
I
goes
think it
to the
building.
general fund. I'm paying for the seaweed, you can pay for the umbrellas. I make a motion that we buy 5 umbrellas with using park fund,
Are you gonna put a money amount on that or not?
up to $1,000 worth of umbrellas.
I'll second
I
that.
thought they were 500 apiece.
There
No.
are
I thought that's what they were for their last money.
All in favor?
I,
I,
Opposed?
Barb made the motion, who did the second?
Ken did.
Thank you.
And what
After you got
about,
done complaining.
what about the ramp? The gate and the riprap?
All right.
And what about the seaweed treatment?
That's already
I
done.
was kidding. Okay.
Seaweed's done, the umbrellas are done, the only thing is the gate and the riprap.
I make a motion to remove the gate and add the riprap.
Second.
out of the parks fund.
Okay.
Where you go? Out of the general
Out
fund.
of the money collected from the beach for the passes, for the boat passes.
No, this is supposed to be money from the park district.
Yeah.
This is all, yes, she's making a
Yeah,
joke.
the boat stickers.
I think we're
Yeah,
beyond
Gary's
time.
writing it all down, so it's not joking.
But that boat money goes into the general fund, but then it has.
Okay.
Okay, time for joking is
Oh, we
over,
gotta put
business
it
only.
somewhere.
Okay, so we have, did you make a motion on that? Dave?
100.
Second to the motion.
Pardon?
I have 8,100 total as an estimate, because
Oh,
we
for all
don't
the
know
work?
exactly the umbrella, and 1,500 is for that other thing.
Right, because we had 5,600 for the weed control,
Correct,
1,500 for removing the gate,
correct,
and 1,000 for the umbrellas.
correct, so it's 8,100.
Okay,
I second that.
Somebody made a motion.
I made the motion,
Mark
yes.
seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
opposed?
Thank you.
Did you get that, Gary, that motion?
I got it.
Okay,
I think we should bring this meeting.
oh my God. Okay, now,
Okay, our utilities. Oh, yeah, sure. I know. All right, so, I screwed up on Tuesday with the election. I forgot to set my alarm clock, but, luckily the, election people were able to get into the building. And, I did come up here a little bit late, but I did get up here,
How's
so.
they get the building?
Well, okay, so on Monday, they delivered the voting booths and all the equipment. And they said that the Board of Elections would be about 15 or 20 minutes later. And I waited an hour and I left. And they called me an hour and a half after that. And I was already in Strongsville. So I gave them the code at the door so they could come in and set up all the voting stuff.
There's, when I ran into Linda Ryder, I said, I have all the council members have the building code. If Barb says, okay.
Well, I was gonna be here, but I forgot to set my alarm. And that's the first time since I.
She didn't know that other people had the code. She thought just you had the code.
Oh, well,
Everyone don't
but I
have
was,
to it's me.
but she wasn't as the contact person, but you don't even know the code.
I have the code. It's in my phone.
So
I don't
anyways,
use it because I gotta look.
the rover guy that was helping with the setup on Monday was here Tuesday morning and he remembered the code, so he let the voting people, poll workers in. And Linda was banging on my door at, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning.
So see, now
I'm
somebody
impressed.
has the
I'm trying
code.
to memorize
I
this
remember.
code for you.
So anyways, I screwed up, but it worked out, and they got in here and everything went well, and I got back up here in time to lock up and clean up, and then they picked up the equipment on Wednesday. So I screwed that up, so to the voting poll workers, I apologize. And, let's see, I did get a new flag and hung it up at Bungalow Bay and put that up, and then, I talked with Bill already. They did damage the door that he fixed last year. So when they were bringing the equipment in, they hit the block of wood that he fixed, so he's gonna reglue that. I cleaned the gutters. I pulled most of the weeds, not all of them. I didn't get over here on this side of the building, but I did get most of the weeds in the gardens pulled around here. And I will get the water, I'll call tomorrow to get the water turned back on so they can spray for the weeds. Plenty of water, I mean, Mother Nature has been, giving us, and let's see. I was gonna ask Mark, I need to go by his house to see if they replace that street light by his house. I don't think there's any other lights that need to be repaired right now that I'm aware of.
How much damage did they do to the building?
It's just a little block of wood. It was rotten and Bill cut it out last year and put a new little block of wood in there. And when they were wheeling their equipment in, the wheel caught it and it knocked the block of wood loose. A little bit of Elmer's glue and it'll be good to go.
Okay, anything else?
No.
Parks, Ken?
Okay. Well, we already talked about the mosquito spraying situation. Tom Keys came out today and cleaned up the beach, the lake access area. Ski teams just still gonna come by and spruce it up a little bit, but it was really bad. And he cleaned up Point Park, so I asked him to take care of that as well, because it was a lot of stuff. Terrible. Thursday the 14th is the park tenant paperwork meeting with Gary. Gary's hosting it. That's gonna be exciting. And the beach officially opens on Memorial Day weekend, as always. So no passes are needed for opening weekend. We just spoke about this, but the public sale for the lake access stickers and the park district stickers is this Saturday from 2 to 4 here. Public dock and kayak, or actually our dock and kayak launch will be installed this Saturday at 4:30. So if anyone wants to help, come on out, bring some beer. Maybe not the beer. All right, and then our Bungalow Bay rehab program. Todd Harris he's going to be starting the project on the 20th, and I already explained everything that was happening with that. It's pretty involved. All the railroad ties will be pulled out, and that's gonna look really, and that should finish it up for that park up there. And this is all for the kids, because they use it up there, we're meaning to spend, not meaning to, but I have a lot of requests of spending money towards things that the kids could use, the children here in the community. Oh, shoot, speaking of spending money, Dan, darn it. Okay, so I did neglect to include the parking stop hardware for Buffalo Bay. I need, let's see, 16 of them, and we got a discounted price, but it's gonna look really nice, because right now we have railroad ties, those are all chewed up, they look terrible, it's gonna look professional, and the cost is actually less than it would have been if we replaced those railroad ties. But it is going to be $125 each, which equals $2,001.60. But then this will clean it up, I mean, this should be, besides us planting grass, like we discussed earlier, there shouldn't be anything that needs to be done up there for a long time, except for general maintenance. So I wanted to see if I could, because the project is gonna happen, so I'd like to have it all done at once. So that's,
I'm confused. I thought we had approved monies for the
No.
parking stops already.
no, that's actually for Point Park.
Okay,
Yeah, so we have those, actually.
okay.
And that was 10 of them. And I kind of secretly was thinking I was going to kind of use them for this. I found out we need 16, not 10. So I'm like, we're gonna need it for that parking lot anyways. So I figured, let's just get it done, you know, right? So it looks nice up there. Any objections to that?
What parking lot are you talking about?
Well, it's not a parking lot. Well, there's,
Gilbert's.
yeah, there's 16 spots up there. So you got the small parking lot when you first pull in there, and then you have the parking lot over by the tennis court, and then you have the smaller parking lot.
Why do you need those then?
It's just because right now we have those railroad ties that are being removed. So you won't have anything there, because they're chewed up and.
So railroad ties just outline it?
Yep, it's part of the landscaping from like 40, 50 years ago.
So if we take the railroad ties out, what's gonna keep the gravel in?
It's going to these stops. I don't have a contractor here, but he's.
Are these stops like what you used at the beach, those concrete?
Those, yes. Yeah, they're gonna be permanently installed on gravel.
I thought are you talking about the gravel being held in to the playground?
The parking lot?
Oh, no,
Okay.
oh yeah, the parking lot. So really, there isn't, we're removing those, but then there's just, we're gonna put these stops in the gravel. So the tires, you know, they bump up against it and they don't go into like fences or anything else.
Well,
So
what's
they're
gonna
kind
keep the gravel from
the gravel from the parking lot?
encroaching into the
Gravel to
gardens
the
and
playground.
what's that?
The gravel to the playground. You're talking
They're not
about.
next to each other. The
Yeah,
one
there's a few different areas. I don't.
No, the playground.
Are they framing the gravel in from the grass is what they're asking? Is there gonna be a frame around the driveway or the playground to keep the
I'm
gravel?
not
out of the
100%
grass?
sure about that, but if there isn't going to be, we'll make sure it's done right.
This has a frame around it, right?
That's the
Yeah.
playground.
Right, for the playground,
How are
gravel.
we holding the gravel?
I'm talking about the gravel that's there for those parking spaces.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, it's
I don't know.
framed in with railroad ties.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And if you take those out, what's gonna keep the gravel from?
Well, I'm not a professional landscaper, but the person that we're hiring, you know, he does it for a living, and, you know, so I'm sure it's
You
done
need something to
correctly.
keep that gravel, otherwise it's just
Yeah.
gonna encroach in and spill into the
I'll
surrounding area.
talk to him about that.
We should have blacktopped it when we did the roads.
What's that?
We should have blacktopped it when we did the roads up
That
there.
would have been a good idea, yeah, to have it down like that. But that would be, I'll speak with him about that, but regardless, if we have, well, maybe we will on that section, maybe he was there.
Don't you have some more coming?
On that one section you're talking about.
Because I
like,
know
tennis court.
when they plow it, when you guys are good for them, but when they plow it, they push it all and it gets piled up at the end. Are you the one that moves it back?
I have done that, I haven't done fishing with it. I have done it in the past, where just kind of level the gravel back out again. So,
Ken, the bushes keep people from getting too close on the tennis court. You never get close to those railroad ties. And I'm not quite sure what you're proposing, because
I'm talking about just putting, parking stops.
Right,
Yeah,
well,
that's it.
well, you don't need them, because
people hit the bushes.
He's talking about at the playground. Oh,
He's talking about both sides.
Both
All the
sides.
way around.
no.
I don't think they're necessary up there at this point in time.
not.
Okay, it's part of the whole quote and everything. I'm sure you can do it without them. I don't know what that would look like. But I think, I mean, that's what was quoted, that's what it was for.
So we're basically second guessing Ken, because Ken's already been up there, he's already planned the project out. You're saying we need them, right?
And to finish it off, right, correct? I mean,
Yeah, but these numbers aren't working out with the space. that we're talking about. You're not talking about putting in a big parking lot, are you?
Yeah,
Yeah, there and also.
By the flagpole?
Over by, no,
Exactly.
the two parking areas. The one by the tennis court and then the one before that, that's over where the playground is.
That's where we find.
Yeah, I think what everybody's saying, we don't need parking curbs over in the big parking lot.
Okay,
We only need them on that side one by the playground, just to keep the cars from going, you know, there's nothing there to stop them. Because aren't you gonna have that plastic wall that's gonna hold the gravel in?
yes.
So this is just to protect that.
Well, why don't we do this then? Why don't we, because we have those 10, because we're not gonna do the project, at Point Park right away, and we've already purchased more at that point. So I'll take those 10 and we can use them, and then we'll just see what we're dealing with. So we won't purchase any new ones. Well, we have 10 in reserve.
Where did they use them?
They're in that, you suggest, like in that first parking lot, right? And you said they're needed there.
One is right up against the big slide.
Yeah, because Andy mentioned that they're not needed over where the, bush.
Isn't ten of them right?
who else is on your committee?
So, too many, how many are going to be needed? I'm just saying, we have 10 in
There
reserve.
may be 4
Well, there
spots.
used to be 4 spots, but I don't know how you wanna set it up.
Yeah.
You just don't want them to drive into plastic, the new
Right.
plastic walls that they're building.
Well, once the project starts, I'll go down there. We won't purchase any of these. And we'll, I mean, we can always purchase them. I mean, I can get these from, first thing, this is Brian Ideas, and he came in way cheaper than ever. I mean, he underprices it because the village is a great deal. But I'm sure I could probably get them. If we decide, we see the need and everyone's convinced that the vision is right, then we can always purchase it. So we won't do anything about this right now. And I have that 10 in reserve, so I'll take 3 or 4. Yeah, I'm ready for it up there.
Yeah.
For that one first parking lot. So we'll just put that on pause. That was the first thing I talked about too. Oh, boy. All right, no, let's see the things I talked about already. Okay. Bungalow Bay. Oh, you know what? I'm almost done. Okay, Reese's Pond. The pumps are going strong. They're going great. First batch of chemicals, John put in, where'd you go? It went in, probably about 2 weeks ago or so. I have to say, man, I drove by today, it's pretty green, hopefully. Yeah, I have really high hopes for that, what we did. We'll see what happens. But that's all I have. Anyone have any questions for me?
I think we need an additional, either we need to move one of those signs by Reese's Pond and put it closer by the wooded area, or we need an additional.
I got 2
sign.
more signs.
Okay, because people are dumping their grass clippings over there again this year.
Okay.
We need to get those signs in by the wooded area.
I'll get with you and then you can tell me where and I'll drive. I'll put in, we have poles and everything.
Ken, the handicap ramp into this playground area, the ramp are held in place by big bolts. They're sticking about 2 inches out of the ground.
People were complaining about that ramp, and we were discussing last month about removing it. Is that, I know you said that we're losing gravel, or?
Well, the gravel comes out of there, but I don't see,
That's a trip and fall hazard.
I mean, the spikes are.
Well,
I'm just saying the practicality of it, of trying to push a stroller with a child through that deep gravel.
Well, my thought process
Or a
was more
wheelchair.
like grandmas and grandfathers walking over there, not having to step over it.
Yeah.
So that was more my thought process with that.
It's a good idea. they just need to be tamped down.
Okay. I'll get on the buildings lady about that.
I did actually get a phone call from a resident. I gave him your number, but he was really upset about the no dumping sign down by the beach. Did you get that call? He's like, I walked down here and there's all this driftwood and I pick it up and I put it over the fence.
No,
and-
we fixed that. I
Yeah,
spoke
he
with
was-
them.
Yeah, he was,
Well, when I talked to him, he was really nice.
maybe I'm just more approachable than everyone else, because I get all the.
You must have your number wrong more than everybody.
It's on signs all over town.
No, what we did, we kind of, because what he was doing was very nice there.
Right.
And some of that property belongs to the village, and then other, because he's helping his neighbors out that don't belong. All that stuff was going to be piled up there, I was getting complaints, so there was a huge pile there, he had nothing to do with it. But he was actually doing, it was from a
Trying to
good
be
place.
helpful, that's right, yeah.
So I put that up, because people did, they want that, so he called me up and I said, okay, I tell you what, all the driftwood that's on village property, take that pile and put it over on the beach, and he's took it away.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do going forward, because he's doing nice, it is our property, and if he wants to use his time, effort, and energy, and, clean it up, that's fine, I just didn't want to dump it there, where it's gonna sit there like a compost pile for years.
Yeah.
So we got that taken care of. And I swear I'm done.
I got a quick one.
Okay, are you done? Okay,
Mayor, quick one here.
Yes, sir.
So when we were talking money, the number one idea was to do the weeds, and you were opposed about that, against it because of potential ongoing costs.
Yes.
Year after year, which I personally think is, we should be spending every year to clean up the weeds. But now you just talk about recent pond. where you-
And we're spending money on that. Yep.
You signed up for a lifelong payment of multiple $1,000s of electric and service, so why?
No, you're right.
When are we gonna decide that it's working or not working, and either,
And that's why I agreed to it, that's why I thought, let's give it a try.
but that's right, it's a life, it's forever. And it costs what, $4,000 of electric?
No, it's not that much. The cost, the chemicals is not that much, I don't know what it is.
Just the electric.
Do you
Every
know the
month.
electric cost for Reese's Pond?
I think it was about $150 a month.
Okay, so $1,800 a year, at least, right? But you shut it off, but there's still a $95 charge in the winter.
No, it doesn't, you shut off, it runs all winter.
Okay.
Yeah, it does now.
$2,000 plus chemicals. But at some point, you have to decide if it's working or not, because you signed up for a continuous fee that only helps, what, 2 people, 3 people? And
We
maybe,
need to put a for sale sign over there.
I know somebody who wants.
Look, I don't have anything to do with it. I started, I've been a council for about 9 years now, and they've been complaining about this Reese's Pond from the very beginning. We tried so many things, complaints, personally, I don't know why the village actually purchased it, because I found out that we paid money.
$19,000
Yeah.
Wanted it auction.
Yeah, so we bought.
with the intent to care for it.
Fill it in.
Can't fill it in.
You
So
can't.
last I
So we're
drove
stuck
past the
with it.
pond,
That's why
it
I'm
looks
just
really
doing everything
nice.
I
Yeah, me
can
too.
Does it
to
still
try to
look
make
really
it so
nice
it's not
since the weather's been warming up?
disgusting.
I can't
You're right. I hope it does. I didn't think it.
It's in the watershed.
But the people spoke, and that was the number one issue they wanted to have fixed with that. The boat. So.
It's $200,000.
I'm all for the weeds.
We got it.
I think it's the best idea ever.
You can't just,
Things aren't
That's
gonna
an ongoing cost, it's just to consider when you're gonna cut bait,
be. No, it
say it's
isn't.
not working.
We
it's working.
voted.
Well, we put it in last year, so we didn't have one season. I didn't do with chemicals in the very end. So I would say give it 2 years. It's supposed to heat up. It's supposed to, and don't quote me on that, but my personal opinion, it's supposed to heat up, 1.5 inches per month. And, so I think we should, if we already put this investment into it already, we should let it go for a couple of years and see how it goes.
When were the chemicals last put in that pond? Like, what,
2 weeks ago.
so it's been recently done, so
Just
we're
recently.
waiting for it to do its thing right now.
It takes some time and it's gonna eat up a little bit and John did a great job. He's in contact with the pond guy. And he's on it, because he really wants to make it happen, just like all of us. So that's,
We have another pond that was using this same thing, Andy, and really cleaned the thing up, so we're willing to take a chance on it.
he's drinking out
It's
of
better
it.
than the $100,000 or these ridiculous quotes we get of what it would take to clean that place up. So we had information, we went and saw a pond that was supposedly as bad as this one when it started, and they started using this stuff in it, and it helped, so we're waiting to see. And so far, they claim it's working a little bit.
It looked good towards the fall, but yeah,
Well, that's because all the green done.
yeah, I know.
You know, that's not, it's not green on, it's all green in, so.
Yeah, but I can tell you that did eat up some of that muck, and it didn't really, the active ingredients were only in there maybe a month, maybe. So it was just starting to work. So we haven't even given it a full season at all. So,
Okay, if you guys don't mind, we're gonna get on with this meeting. Because we have a executive session at the end. Okay, so streets, Alan.
I'm still waiting on some pricing for some road repairs and some catch basin work that needs done. And I'm just gonna throw this out there, I don't want to discuss it tonight. Once we're finished up with this next phase of the complete road repairs, where we tear it all out, start all over, do we want to look down the road to do it again? I'm sure we got plenty of old sewers and everything that would just be big.
We have a few roads left.
We have quite a few roads left, yes. So at some point, I'm gonna have to know, do we want to go for another grant and try to move forward on the next road?
That'd be up to Gary and how much money we have.
Just food for thought.
Sometimes we gotta skip a year.
That's all I know.
Did, I see that you're opening the bids on May 15th, is that for
That's
the,
correct, yes.
for the road work?
Yes.
Do you have a lot of bids submitted?
I don't, last I heard there were 3, I thought. We won't know until that day, right? I mean,
How many bids do they get so far?
Depends on how many of the packages they bought, the engineering packages. Last I heard it was 2, but if it's 3, that's good.
Well, it might be 2.
Okay,
Check the post office.
right, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that early for us to be opening those bids?
No, because the grant has been awarded, although we're waiting for the official paperwork from the state of Ohio. That should be coming the end of this month. And grant money's become available July 1st.
Right,
So this way, what we can do is give a conditional purchase order to the contractor, so we can at least get on his books. And then we're not obligated if something should happen and the grant money's don't come.
Okay, seemed early.
No, this is the right time to do it if you want to get early on the schedule.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, law director?
Okay, well, we have no cases in court, that's good. And I've got an ordinance left over from before I was out last month, which was, the purpose of the ordinance was to raise the fine for dumping on village properties. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
We did vote
You
on,
did? Was it in the minutes last month?
should have been,
Yeah,
yeah.
we had to rewrite it like 6 times.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I'll look at the minutes on that.
We raised it to 500.
yeah,
Right, you passed it, okay, well, I'll make a note of that.
that's already.
Beyond that, I'll let Gary talk about the resolution regarding the movement to withhold, to eliminate property tax. That's all I've got.
Okay. Well, I'm sure everybody signed in, of course, they all left, most of them anyway.
Yeah.
So that's all right. Okay, this past Saturday, I distributed the bank reconciliation report showing how things are in balance. Any questions, comments from council on the bank reports? May I have a motion approving council to sign off?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
This past Saturday, I distributed the April appropriations report. Any questions from council on spending year to date? I have a motion approving council to sign off.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Last month, Leslie asked me about, is the village obligated to accept donated land or properties? The response is no, we're not obligated. I think Alan responded to that. So no further questions on donated land or property, I'll move on. As a reminder, NOPEC, we have $3,836. If we don't spend 447 of it by November 30th, we will lose it. So it's just as a reminder to council.
Can we check with them to see if we can use that money to buy cameras? I think we did use it to buy the cameras for the building, but we want to get a Wi-Fi booster and cameras to monitor that area by the pond.
To monitor the pond, is that considered a safety item?
See that camera.
It could be.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
get somebody drowned.
Okay. Do we get any bids on that? Well, first I'll find out if they'll approve it.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
I'll.
and then I'll get you some prices.
I think you checked into that already.
The cameras, I thought I did, and I thought they approved it, but I'll go back and look at it again. I should have it in my notes. Okay. Again, I respectfully request that council determine how to use the PEP monies by October of this year. So that's another $1,000 available for that. And PEP has to be safety related. Okay, as requested by council at last month's meeting, I started researching other banks and their services since First Financial Bank, who acquired Westfield Bank, has increased the cost for positive pay. Initially, they were $30 a month, now they went up to $100, and they offered to take 30 off. So last Wednesday, I met with officials from Sea Vista Bank in Spencer, Ohio. We're working on a proposal for both Chippewa Lake and Burbank. I will keep council updated on the status. In the meantime, our monies remain with First Financial Bank. Positive pay has not yet been activated. First Financial also informed me that they will be charging us for EDI reporting. That's electronic deposit information. At Westfield, that was done at no charge, but First Financial will charge us for that. Initial charges are going to be $20 per month. And again, I'm looking at that also with Sea Vista Bank to see if additional fees and that can be removed. As a reminder, last month I did distribute the 2027 budget worksheets to the mayor and council. I need the input from council no later than May 29th if you want to change any of those numbers. As always, I offer to meet personally, individually, or as a group if there's any questions about budgeting. Any questions, comments about the budget? Okay. Our next financial audit for the years 24 and 25 are about to begin. Members of council may begin to receive emails from the local audit branch office. You may recall we just received the audit result for the regular audit for the years 2022 and 2023, but we didn't get the final report until 2025. Our new audit will be agreed upon procedures, which is not the full audit that we recently had, the prior audit. Regular audits are conducted normally every 2 to 3 audit cycle periods. So we just finished that 22 and 23 audit, and now we're starting 24 and 25. Okay, on April 16th, I did forward to council a message and links pertaining to the effort underway to eliminate property taxes by having this measure on the November ballot. The links can be used to educate the general public about the impacts such a measure would cause if ever passed. Currently, as I've informed council, the revenue generated by these taxes amounts to nearly $300,000 a year. Without these revenues, our income would become $96,000 a year. In 2025, we spent $326,000, of which $97,000 was just spent on road repair, plowing, salting, and mowing. So if total revenues drop to $96,000, you get the idea what we will and will not be able to afford. If we lose property taxes, the results for Chippewa Lake and every village, township, and city in the state of Ohio would be catastrophic. That's not an exaggeration, that's a statement of fact. Basic services, let alone special projects, would be greatly reduced and or eliminated. I asked Alan to generate the legislation being requested by the Ohio Municipal League to be sent to the governor and Senate and House, opposing the elimination of all property taxes. Obviously, this doesn't, we can't control what voters have the right to do, that is to vote either way. We're just trying to inform and educate our taxpayers that that is not the answer to budgeting issues. Budgeting from a personal point of view, because I know a lot of us are tired of spending tax monies, having to, pay tax monies. But that is critical for the livelihood of the village and the state and everything else. So are there any questions or comments about what I did send council on April 16th? Is it all right if we have Alan proceed with the first reading of Resolution 522-26? That would be village government support for the state effort to try to oppose the elimination of of personal property taxes. Okay to do first reading, Mayor?
Yes.
First reading, Resolution 522-26, a resolution of the Village of Chippewa Lake, Medina County, opposing the elimination of all property taxes in the state of Ohio. Questions? This is your statement of your opinion as council. It obviously can't change the law. Anybody want to make a motion to waive the second and third reading?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Does anyone propose a motion, make a motion to adopt 522-26 as an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Thank you. I'll get that off to the state probably tomorrow. Barb, on land and buildings, since 5,600 is coming out of your 17,000 for the year, take a look at the numbers based on what you have planned for the rest of the year, and let me know if you need more monies by June 4th, please.
Okay.
I don't need it tonight.
Yeah.
Just let me know by June 4th.
We'll talk about that more.
Okay. Thank you. It's time to renew our liability insurance with the public entities pool. May I have a motion authorizing the mayor to assign Ken as the alternate representative, which is what we had set up last year. And just need a motion authorizing the mayor to sign that alternate representative, and that will also move forward in renewing our insurance, liability insurance.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. And Mayor, I'll have that for you to sign in a moment. Mosquito spraying, I guess we're going to go into executive session on that. So I'll get right into the end of the month finances. As of the end of April, the balance in the primary checking account, $483,704.23. Money market, $209,986.94. Star Ohio, $118,060.28. Total, $811,751.45. Questions from council on monies available? Always keep in mind that 40 to 50% of all monies available are restricted monies for roads only. So just keep that in mind. We can't touch those for anything else. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Do we have any old business? Okay, the audience, anybody in the audience have anything? If you do, raise your hand. Okay, Alice.
I just, am a bit confused about how we can use the money that we are paying to have our boats in overnight for the seawall, or whatever you want to call it, the retaining wall, when there was all that discussion about how we're gonna let people know we can't fish within 50 feet of the beach. well, can't we paint it on the wall? No, we can't paint it on the wall because that's private property. That's people's private property. So you couldn't paint on it, but you can take private property out and use public funds. I don't know if they're considered public funds.
I don't know if those are exactly public funds either, because
I don't
they're
know what they're
specific
considered,
term.
but how do you use that money to replace that wall when you couldn't paint on it, but you're gonna take it out and replace it?
I think we have to check into that wall.
Well, I think you can paint on it.
Well,
We just didn't go, all is gonna be village property.
Yeah, we just chose not to paint on it. We didn't.
I don't think that was the discussion. I
Well, I'm
remember
sorry,
that
that's
being,
mine.
that was private property and it wasn't allowed to be painted on.
That was said.
No, I thought we decided that we couldn't, tell private property owners that they couldn't fish on their own property. We could paint on it if we were all in agreement, but we couldn't dictate, you know.
That's also correct, and we did say both things at first. We were gonna, and years ago, they used to all paint on that wall.
Right.
Especially down by the totem pole and through that. There was a lot of people that painted no fishing on the wall, but God only knows why they did that, if it was the owners or,
I'm sure it was nicely done. It was stenciled and I remember.
So then we finally said, you know, that it was stated that if that's private property and the owner of the property wants to come out there with their grandson and fish off their wall, then they should be allowed to. So in other words, it's a mess.
No man's land.
Ultimately, we never talked to the property owners.
And I think we just went to the, as far as the no fishing, that's only on the property that the village owns in front of Paul Barrett's house and going the other way by the other side of the boat ramp, I believe.
Yeah.
Just
100
village
feet.
property is where we're putting the no fishing.
Right. My issue isn't with the no fishing or the not no fishing. Is that wall village property or is that private property? If it's private property, I don't think we should be using those funds to replace people's private property seawalls.
Legal opinion, I think the wall is village property. It was installed for the village long ago. It's gonna be redone now with village funds, but it sits on private property. Although it's not really private property because by deed restriction, the community can use it.
Right.
Park and recreation.
Most of those, several, not most, of those property owners don't even own the dock. They have to pay somebody to use the dock that's
I
attached to their
understand that.
property. And some of those docks,
We have lakefront property, I fully understand that.
some of those docks are attached to the wall and it's pulling away, but the property owner can't tell them they can't detach disconnect their, Ed Nagy is one of them. Ed Nagy owns the vacant lot in front of his house. He does not own a dock. He has to pay for a dock space. But those dock owners are attaching their docks to the break wall. I don't understand that because down where we are, we don't have a break wall. We don't attach to the break wall, so I
Down
don't
where you
know.
are is totally different.
It's not different land under the water. They can
That,
put
those
holes in.
docks by Nagy's house have been attached to that wall for seemingly forever.
Maybe that's something that if you replace the wall.
Nobody
make
can attach
regulation that
anymore.
You cannot attach it to the wall.
I agree, because like I said,
So they
ours,
don't have stands there? It's attached to the wall and the
Attached to the wall.
stand is 6 to 10 feet out?
yeah, we should actually have a field trip.
Well, I understand, because I understand the construction of a dock in
Right.
general, because I hear Matt talk about it all the time.
Right.
That is kind of that is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
If they're on the wall, and that's what's causing the wall to, I mean, I'm sure.
And because they were
erosion
doing it
deterioration.
before Ed bought the property,
Leslie, they've been doing that forever.
that's what I'm saying,
And that
Ed was
same
like,
wall
I
has been
can't
up,
tell them
so
they
it's
can't
taken
do
them
it,
a
they
long
were
time
doing
to
it
get
before I bought the property.
The only reason they're so interested in the wall replacement is the price they got on that was so much cheaper than everybody thought it would be. And we're still not sure that's the price, so.
Sounds a little hard to believe. $22,000 for that whole area, but maybe hopefully.
But it seems hard to believe that the docks being attached to the
Would make
wall
it full.
are gonna move it.
Those docks have been
opposed
attached
to
for a very, very long time, since I
the
lived
wind,
here in the
the
seventies,
wind
it's been
instead of
attached, so it's not like they're
erosion
falling
and-
down overnight.
Yes, I think it's more a case of the erosion than it is the dock.
Well, the stone there, it's been there for a long time, and a lot of them are falling that way, they're falling this way.
It's right
And you
next to
attach
the
it to it and then use it,
kitchen.
it's just pulling, it's kind of like a loose tooth.
But all those other, it's all supported with all those other docks. The dock's not moving itself because they're driven down into this,
I think the one where by Ed's is like a floating dock. They're all different. They're not all stationary. They're not all floating. They're all different. Most people are only looking at the dock they use.
So did we answer the question, or did we get the question answered? Is it public, is it private? As far as like the wall and the property and, because I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
I think the wall belongs to the village. It's not really public property, but it's in that hazy zone of lake rights, because the property is, where the wall is, the properties are owned by individuals or whatever, privately owned, but the land has deed rights on it, which allows the community to use it. So it's in the hazy area. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call it public because, you know, people from Medina can't drive down here and, you know, go use it. But it's not exactly private because the deed rights give you residents a right in the land. But the wall was always put in for the village, it's maintained by the village, if anything.
Who put in the wall in the first place? Do you remember?
I heard it was a WPA project.
That's what I heard.
I don't know.
I heard the Army Corps of Engineers was that part of that project? No?
Don't know. All I heard was it was a Depression era project.
Lasted a long time.
Very long.
But that 22,000 was good money well spent.
So it well lasted a nice period of time.
So it wasn't, because it was all before our time, it wasn't a group of residents that got together and pulled together and put in the wall together
No,
on
that
their
is
private
not-
property.
No, right.
It was the government.
Okay, so answer that question vaguely enough for you?
Right.
Is there any other questions?
Debbie,
I have a question. So I went down today to look at the beach and see what we'd have to do to clean up for the ski team, and whoever took that big stuff out, thank you to them. There's a lot of it removed. The question I have is, there's a pile, like where you have your little sign that says no dumping here, there's cameras.
Yeah.
There's a huge pile of debris.
It's gone.
When did it go away? Because I was
When
down
I
there.
drove down here, it was driving away.
Today, it's gone?
Yes.
Okay, so that answers my question. I was wondering if we were responsible for taking that away as a ski team, but if it's gone.
Oh, no, that's the reason why, that's one of the reasons why I had a lot of stuff. Because there was, those sticks, they originated from village property, like right next to the launch. We own, like, I think we own up to 100 feet or something like that. So that's drip with that, with one of our residents gathered that up and put it on the beach. Because you saw it on the beach, right? It was on the other side, that's right.
No, it was not on the beach.
So he just put it there.
On the backside by the launch,
Okay.
there's a big pile where you have your sign on the.
Well, I told him, don't put it by the sign, because I could stick it around and put it over there and we'll remove it, but
So, the
it's
question I
gone.
have is, are we supposed to haul that away?
It's gone now, no.
Okay.
No, you weren't supposed to. I didn't want to, because I knew, I told him to put it on the beach. But I wasn't gonna put it on the beach to have you guys have to clean that up, so that's why. But I put it there so he wouldn't stick it right underneath the sign that says under surveillance, you're gonna be fined $500.
That's where it was when I was
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock.
It wasn't supposed to be there, but it doesn't matter if it's gone, but yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you need to call for.
well, I just, one more thing with the sign that, the video that was posted with the semi coming off of Garmin on the Chippewa Road, who whacked the stop sign. It's kind of like mangled and twisted a little bit. There was a video on the village Facebook page of a semi coming off of Garmin Road, turning onto Chippewa
It
Road.
was last week, and you know, I had some therapists come to my house, they come from Ashland or something. And every single one of them was complaining about getting on Chippewa Road, and the road was closed for flooding. And since they all were new to the area, there's no forewarning on that, to get up to that water, as we all know. so they don't have to turn around up there, and they were talking about trucks turning around, I was wondering if that was possibly where that semi came from. That was coming down Chippewa Road for some reason, all of a sudden couldn't get past the
It
road.
was coming off of Garden and going on the Chippewa Road.
It was coming off the Garden.
Yeah, it wasn't going on the
Because I
Garden.
thought I saw one of it coming up there.
No, I saw the video of it coming down the hill and trying to turn east on Chippewa Road. So side is leaning towards Chippewa Road and twisted a little bit towards, I mean, you can still see that it's a stop sign there, but the top of it looks like it either got bent back or ripped off or something.
JB encountered a semi driver that was headed down Chippewa Road and saw the road closed sign because of the water. And he was just kind of stopped there, and JB said, "You lost?" And he's like, "Well, I can't go down Lake Road because it's closed, but it also says no trucks or whatever." And JB said, "Well, how'd you get here?" He's like, "I came down Chippewa." He goes, "Well, did you miss the no truck sign at the top of Chippewa then? Because there's one up there too." And he was just, he's like, "So I'm gonna have to back up? Can I go through one of these side streets?" And JB goes, "No, you're gonna have to back up." And then a cop was coming down the road when he left. So.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we need a motion for an executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
We have roll call.
I need a reason in the motion.
To
discuss the
discuss the mosquito
Contract.
contractor, yes, terms.
Roll call vote to go into executive session. Alan? Horning? Barb?
Yes.
Debbie? Yes. Tamitha?
Yes.
Leslie?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Thank you.
And